Online.
Do it, Lime.
Now we're online. No Lime.
I can't do it.
Can't do it. Oh, that's right. I forgot to move this. Hold on. What are you going to do?
What are we going to do?
What are we going to do about it? All right. Let me get this thing going. Did I? So stupid.
Ooh.
Did I so stupid? Let me check something here. Yes. Okay. I did. All right. We're ready.
I did so stupid.
He did.
I'm not so stupid because I did it. I did. 3.
There's Piper. There's Piper.
3, 2, 1. Go Nintendo Podcast, Webisode 871. The Pincurchin Podcast.
I'm here to grace you with my presence.
Thank you, Josh. We appreciate it. Mom Brain,
early.
would you like to tell us about Pincurchin, please?
Sure. Pincurchin. Pincurchin. This Pokemon generates electricity when it digests food.
I gotta do some sewing. You got one of them Pincurchins I can use?
Geez, I went to the doctor, got a couple shots. I ain't no Pincurchin.
I'm a human Pincurchin now.
It uses its 5 hard teeth, exactly 5 hard teeth to scrape seaweed off surfaces and eat it. It's a foot tall. It's 2 pounds. It's male and female. And the category, of course, is sea urchin.
Why did you do that and eat it? Did
Death
you
Note.
do? Okay, I thought of that exact moment this week, and I don't know why. I was just like, "That's a funny dub in that show," and now you referenced it. That's weird.
Abilities include Lightning Rod. This Pokemon draws in all electric type moves instead of taking damage from them.
What the hell's going on?
So
there?
its special attack stat is boosted. There you go.
Is oh, that was you.
Someone scratching the vinyl.
Is it this?
Don't touch it anymore. It's good now.
It's a live wire.
I said don't touch it anymore. Hi, Mom Brain. Mom Brain's here.
Hi.
Hi, Kirby's here. Hi, Kirby.
Hi.
Hi, Dude. Dew Michaels is here.
Cuckoo.
Is there anyone else here?
No.
Piper?
Oh, well, oh, wait a minute.
Oh my
Wait a
goodness.
minute. Oh,
Nicholas
Oh, not yet.
Hill.
Oh, Nicky Hill is here. Yes, for those watching, he was hiding under the table the whole time. Sorry. Sorry about the. Is it still going on?
That was very spaghetti of you, Nicky Hill.
Is that what I sound like?
Play that sound again.
Spooked you. Gotcha. Is that what I sound like?
Okay, just making sure. All right, I think we're all right. I'll have to look through the wires and see why it's all crackly or why it was, but we're good now. Nicky Hill, hi.
What's up?
Good to see you.
Good to see. Good to see you. Good to see all of you.
Do you know what he was thinking while he was down there?
Notice me, senpai. Notice me.
We also have Josh Grobot. As you already know, he already introduced himself.
Did you know you can play Tetris for free on Tetris.com?
I did. Thank you, Josh. I wonder how much money they make off of that. Not Josh's plugs, just people going there to play Tetris. Because
Smash that subscribe button.
on Tetris.com, sure.
I mean,
maybe
how
there's
are
an
they gonna
official.
make money if it's free.
Maybe there ads on the site, just like
Hell
GoNintendo.
yeah.
Oh, GoNintendo has ads now. I'm done.
Yeah, we
That
just
son of
added
a
I'm out.
ads.
business.
And George is here. George, how are you doing?
I'm just tickled green that Nicky Hill's here.
Thank you, George.
Isn't that nice?
I heard George has been real sour since he's been gone.
Oh, it's true. It's true. He's been talking to me about it. He's been saying he's been missing Nicky Hill, and the show just doesn't feel right without him. So he's
He
happy
just
to
can't
have
have a good lime without Nicky Hill.
That's what he said. That's what he said. It's
Well,
true.
You're looking real fresh, George. Fresh and
First squeezed.
yeah. You know.
Freshly squeezed. Yep. And of course, hello to our lovely Discord members, Hailey and Tom, and alternates Liz, and Anastasia Beaverhouse, and Nico Darunia, and Sneaker Hacks, and Retsuza, and Malik Halo, and Bravo Yade, and
Segundo?
What?
I left my wallet in El Segundo.
Ice Dilbert, and whoever else I didn't see, and whoever's going to pop in with us. I'll try and say
Hell
hi.
yeah.
Hell yeah. Thanks for joining us here, everybody. Dre Gamer, hello. Good to see all of you.
Welcome to your doom.
Oh, all right.
This is the kind of podcast we're gonna have today.
Okay. Here's the thing. We
The
have
thing
things
is-
to talk about first. And hi, Backseat Studios. Good to see you. first things first. I have received emails, and oddly enough,
So have I.
There's a comment in the Discord about it. People are worried about Josh's upgrade, his upcoming upgrade. And Mom Brain and I, along with Josh, of course, we were talking about it, and we went with Josh to we went with Josh to the factory to talk about his upgrade. Now, Mom Brain, you and I, with Josh, did a test drive of some of his upgraded features, correct?
No, not at all.
Josh, we did. We were there, Josh.
Listen, I think he's a little
Sensitive.
I think he's a little bit sensitive about it.
And people have been worried that Josh's upgrade will
I'm the star of the show.
all right.
We
Will
know.
ruin the will ruin Josh, his personality.
Yeah,
And
we're not violating HIPAA by discussing this.
Josh has voiced these concerns as well, and of course, it's Josh's final decision. So,
Sure, whatever.
we're just there for moral support. But we did with Josh go through some voice upgrades, and we weren't really feeling them. Right? Josh was pretty against them too. Right?
We'll just have to wait and see.
I mean,
Not helpful, Josh.
Listen, it's sort of like when you go to buy new glasses, you kind of need somebody to come with you because it's hard for you to determine just for yourself. There wasn't anything that thrilled Josh, and there really wasn't anything that thrilled us.
Yeah. Now, Josh's vocabulary, I believe we're all agreeing that Josh's vocabulary is going to expand, but Josh will not lose the knowledge he currently has. That would be horrible. We can't do that to him, and Josh doesn't want that, so that won't happen. But he's going to expand his vocabulary.
Thanks. Very
cool. A bit, let's say. But yeah, we're gonna poo-poo the voice upgrades. So we'll. That's Josh's decision, and we support him in that.
His body, his choice.
That's right. Even though in the chat,
His mainframe.
Mainframe, your
Retsusa
choice.
says robots don't have rights, but here on this podcast they do. So
that's right.
So it's something we're taking very seriously with Josh, and we will have the final results soon. I know I've been saying it for a few weeks, but we had things to work out. We want to make sure we handle it correctly. So
did you know? You might not know this.
Did you know you can play Tetris for free?
Josh has a best friend in this house. Did you know that?
Who's that?
Frank.
Roomba Frank.
Roomba Frank.
Yeah. Well, Roomba Frank could use a friend because he's got trouble getting around, man.
I heard that guy sucks.
Oh! He just now that Nicky Hill's back, we get the rim shot sound effect.
True.
The rim job sound effect. Hi, Super Blastex. Good to see you.
Sorry,
yeah,
Frank,
that guy needs help
love
getting
ya.
around.
It's nice to have
All
you
right.
around.
I got the did I
Frank,
say Super Sanchez?
Did I tell you? I didn't. Frank tried to get out today.
Like that one we saw on TikTok.
Yeah, I
running
went
down the street.
He wouldn't have gotten far because there's what he would consider legitimately, it's what he says, a cliff. So Frank is stuck near a cliff.
He overreacts a little bit.
I had opened the kitchen door to bring garbage out, and it, is on like a hydraulic thing, and it hadn't closed all the way. And Frank was like, "Oh, maybe."
Today's the day. Also, I want to say very quickly a big thank you to our timestamp team on the podcast, because they deliver the timestamps very expeditiously, and it helps me greatly now that I'm doing podcast highlights for the YouTube channel. Hi, Solid Masterlink. Good to see you. Also, thank you for your support on the highlights on the podcast channel. We made $23 last month. I just got it today. Gave me the update. That's not why I'm doing it. I just thought that was funny. But yes, thank you to the timestamp team, because their work makes my work easier. So
that $23 is going to buy us pizza tonight, maybe?
Sure, I didn't even think of that.
Spent it. Look at him.
Yeah. What'd you buy with that?
At the hog
It's going towards Josh's upgrade.
Oh, okay.
No. Hi, Tony de la Mancha. Good to see you. That's that. Now, Nicky Hill is here. Nicky Hill, less than 24 hours ago, for the first time, saw your thoughts on the Mario movie.
Well,
for those who don't know, Bob Hoskins, John Leguizamo. Go ahead.
Hurry up already.
Dennis Hopper, top of his game. Unfortunately,
not
R.I.P.
anymore. Yeah.
No, I don't know. I enjoyed it. I didn't love it.
In the role of a lifetime.
I enjoyed the animated version of this film.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there's a decent amount of like Easter eggs or just like little nods to different things. I thought the music was great. All of like the music.
Take on Me and
Well, no, all of the
Thunderstruck
score, all
I
of
Need a
the
Hero.
score things that included a lot of the like the classic songs
Yes.
from the entire catalog or whatever of Mario games and stuff. I think that's where all like the little nods came out most was in the musical moments.
Yes, there are a lot. I think they said there's something like 140 references
Really?
throughout the soundtrack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, and so that stuff was fun. And like anytime I heard some of those moments, like that made me kind of it gave me almost a rush. That's the right
I
thing.
thought you were going to say erection, but a rush is good
A rush
too.
of
yeah.
blood.
Oh,
Down
to the
below.
penis,
yeah.
yes. To the head. Oh my God. Is
That's
that
what it
song
means.
about?
That's what it means,
Wow.
yeah. Coldplay, more like hot play.
Oh,
Really? Is that what it means?
it does now.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't have a whole lot to say.
Okay.
I think Charlie Day did a good job. The Chris Pratt Mario accent was all over the place. There's times when he had it. There's times when he didn't. When he did have it, I accepted it. I mean, he did like the Mario, like something similar to the Mario voice that we know, a little closer to that, but only for like gimmicky moments or whatever. And everything else, like he had some sort of inappropriate Italian accent in there.
Stomping on
on-
Koopas.
Onion Almond Joy did an all right job.
Oh.
Mm.
Did you call her Onion Almond Joy?
Omnium.
Onion,
Almond Joy.
Onion Almond Joy. But I like even that feels a little flat. I don't know. It's just there's not a whole lot to like really sink your teeth into because a lot of it is just very like here it is. There's
I
no
feel
real
like-
explanation or anything, but it's a children's movie. I got questions.
Well, let's hear him. Go ahead. Question away.
How long have these pipes been in New York, and why? That seems like a real irresponsible thing. To
I
just
mean-
leave that there.
To be fair, New York does have like a whole civilization of people living under it that we don't think about. But I guess we know
It's the real
some of them
Mushroom
are there.
Kingdom.
That's
Well-
you're right. Yeah.
And that could have been like a whole mole person story,
Sequel.
Um,
And they got moles in Mario.
They throw wrenches.
so like that stuff just
They
happened.
pop up out of the sewer. They throw a wrench.
And then like I had concerns kind of way early on, and they kind of tied in the Mario Kart stuff they tied it in a way, but they just like threw it together, and it's just like, oh yeah, the Kong
The Kong people have Mario Karts. Why?
they have carts
Because they
you know?
do.
but so they've got all this machinery to make these carts, but they also live in with like their whole world is ropes and
Come
and
on,
sticks.
you can stay true to your roots and still appreciate technology.
I know, but that just seems
You monkey
You know.
people stay in your huts, no technology.
no, but I don't know, like make a choice and move in that. I don't know. It was just like, oh yeah, they've got the carts, and that makes sense. Now we can take this magical rainbow road to wherever we need to go.
I
And it's
don't know
like,
why
slapped it in there.
the Kongs have carts.
Right.
I don't need it explained, but I
Not
was
to
like,
mention-
why do they have?
I mean, then Peach is on the
That's a good
motorcycle,
question.
and she's killing it on the motorcycle, and so she has to have experience with this, right? But and then she just like rides right into the Mushroom Kingdom with it, and it's just like, I don't know. It's just why don't they have their own carts, or like that's a mode of transportation for other places?
What are you talking about? I'm confused on this one. Why? What's the Peach thing you're getting at?
It seems like she's experienced on a motorcycle. I mean,
Okay.
you can't just jump on a motorcycle and pull some of those maneuvers. Come on.
Okay.
you know?
Oh, so you want to
She
know her
also had the
backstory of how
outfit.
she
Where'd
learned
she
to
get the
drive a
outfit?
motorcycle?
I mean, she has the outfit for riding a motorcycle, but never had a motorcycle. Come on.
I imagine the Kongs made it for her. They let her make her.
Well,
her
then how
bike.
about they make some sort of battle gear to actually defeat?
No,
Bowser.
they don't have the bandwidth for that. Only
Yeah.
carts and costumes.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just
Why you don't
Those
got to
are
make
those-
weapons? They got fire flowers and all that stuff just
Yeah.
sitting around. They had like piles of them.
Yeah, I mean that was beautiful.
Here we
That-
go.
The fields of fire flowers. That was pretty, huh?
That
They
was
did that.
nice. Yeah.
Oh, and I thought there was going to be a fire flower at the end. Really did. Spoiler. alert. This is all spoilers.
Oh,
by the
you
way.
thought they were going to use a fire flower at the end?
Yeah,
Okay.
caught me by surprise.
There you go.
Oh, I thought you said a firefight, like with weapons.
Shadow the Hedgehog comes in.
But I mean, the other thing too is that like that
I
watching
might
that
leave the
movie-
theater if that happened.
Watching that movie came after watching trailers for Spider-Man. What is-
Spider-Man.
What's the
Yeah, I don't
multiverse?
remember the name of the new one yet. It's not stuck in my head.
So that and the Ninja Turtles, and they're like both very different animation styles, and then we get to this and it's just like, oh, this looks like Illumination.
It's very Illumination. I still
Oh.
think it looks nice, but yes, I prefer
Yeah.
Spider-Man or
mean,
the
it's-
Turtles movie
it's
as far as visual
Illumination's
styles go.
Take on
The
Nintendo.
Turtles movie, something about that visually, I really like.
Yeah.
It's like very comic influenced by like the Turtles comics, but yeah, it's just the color palette and the scratch marks for all the lines and everything. Yeah, got a very strong visual identity, and I think we owe a lot of that to Spider-Man because that movie was like, hey, studios can do different things with animation styles rather than the Illumination, Pixar, Disney style. So that's
Yeah.
nice. Hi, Freddie Fro, good to see you. So overall, scale of 1 to 10, 1 to 5, or how many pizzas out of how many slices out of a pie, whatever.
I'd say like a 6.5 to 7 out of 10. Like I didn't hate it. I saw it with a younger crowd, and
Mhm.
so like seeing their excitement, because anything that's like a tie-in or like
yes,
the one kid I was with was like, shoot me looks like, oh, did you see that? And it's like that's exciting, and it helped enhance it for me too.
that's
I had
what another one of our friends was saying.
I mean I enjoyed it. I just, well, we're not going to get the deep story that we're going to get from a Pixar movie or something. where
Yes.
it's like it hits harder. There's moments, there's things that I feel like could have been elaborated on. How about this? Okay, this is something completely unrelated, but y'all like Wall-E here?
Yeah.
I do like Wall-E.
Love it.
Yeah, I read something that might make you hate it.
I read it
Yeah, doesn't change
no.
your doesn't change your opinion.
under a
What?
different light. I would need to
So-
watch it again because
so-
I've
Wall-E
only seen it
do.
once.
So Wall-E, Eve comes down and Wally's like, "Oh, I love you," and he makes all these advances, and Eve is just like, "Peace out." Like she ignores him. She basically tells him no. She is not interested in his advances, and then she goes into hibernation, like sleep mode or whatever, and then he starts dragging her around all these places and having dates. He's like,
what we're saying is Wall-E is
Oh, he's-
problematic.
"Yeah."
Bill Cosbying it.
Yeah.
Yeah. He waits for her to be asleep before he
Mm.
has his whole relationship with her. Like, that's not cool, man.
The other side is
Why would you program
It's
a
not-
robot to do that?
it's not fair for us to dictate how the robots should live, just as we were talking earlier. Maybe that's right for them and not right for us.
She said no.
It's very binary, so you would think it'd be clear cut.
Repeatedly.
Yeah, I read that post and I was like, I need to see that movie again. That's one of the few movies that I own because I liked it that
I
much.
actually, that was the only thing I asked for.
Super Blast X says, "What does Josh have to say about this?" Josh, your thoughts on the Wall-E movie?
Moving on.
Oh,
Oh, I was expecting hanging and banging.
I was too.
No, Josh knows when to joke around
no,
and when
I-
to be serious.
That was the only thing that I asked
He's
somebody.
not down for
like,
that kind of bang.
When people were like, "Oh,
That's
what do you
right.
want for the holidays?" and I was like, "You know what? I was going to buy this because it came out on Criterion and I wanted it. So now I've got this fancy collector's edition of Wall-E, and I feel like a dirt bag."
Well, again, it's we talked a little bit about this last week.
But I mean,
looking
then
at
you have Bowser, who's just like, "I'm going to force myself on her because I've got all this power, and if she doesn't like it, I'm going to destroy her world." Like, what a good guy!
but he's clearly the villain.
He's the
so-
villain.
I know, but like,
He's the
woof,
villain.
Woof.
Now,
That's-
what happens at the end of Wall-E? Does he get?
I
with
don't
Eve?
remember.
Does she then finally come around, or not that would make anything any
That's
better?
I
why I
mean-
said I got to watch it again. I honestly don't
'Cause then
remember.
she was groomed the whole time she was.
I
asleep.
remember scenes of the movie, and I remember feelings from the movie, but I don't remember all of it. So it needs a rewatch.
I've forgotten a lot of it as
Actually,
well.
the last time, I think we all saw it.
Cos B, COS-B. Very good. Very good.
I think we all saw Wall-E together in the theater, and I think that's the last time I actually saw the whole movie.
That was the last time I saw it. I bought it and didn't watch it.
Yeah,
I just
I
wanted
bought
to own
it. I think I bought it on like Blu-ray and never watched it, and then it was like, oh, Criterion came out.
Yep.
Want it?
Well, thank you for sharing your thoughts, Nicky Hill. We
Yeah.
appreciate it.
My
Very
thoughts don't go deep,
thoughtful.
but luckily neither did the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Yes,
I
and
thought you were going to say lucky neither did Wally.
I think that's fine. Well, Mario
Wall-E-
went deep down a pipe.
No, Wally.
I know, but Mario. He said neither did the Mario movie. Moving on. Mom Brain, you and I watched something, and we had different thoughts on them. I don't want to say wildly different, but different. Usually, we're pretty much on the same page. I'd say we're on different pages this time.
Well, go ahead.
Slightly different, somewhat different. I'd say considerably different. For those of you who are weebs, there's a new anime out. I think there's 3 episodes out, maybe 4 now, called Oshi Noko. It's a new series. It was as most anime are, it's a manga adapted into an anime.
Notice me, senpai. Notice me.
And I heard a lot of buzz about it before it came out. Then I heard it broke records for viewership in Japan, and it also broke records for simulcast. Simulcast is when it airs in Japan and then airs almost immediately afterwards in the States, but with subtitles, translation, for the streaming service High Dive, which is another one where you can watch anime. It broke all records. It's their most popular show. So a lot of people were either excited to see the manga adapted into an anime or just like the idea of the anime itself, blah, blah, blah. So the first episode is an hour 15. And then it goes to, I think, more traditional length. So that would be 30 minutes or 22 minutes, somewhere in there. But they give you a real big dose of content in the beginning to get you into the show. And I watched the show knowing almost nothing about it. I knew it was coming out. I knew it existed. And I was like, I won't watch the trailer. I'll just go in and watch the show. So I watched the show. We're not going to talk spoilers, but I watched this show. And as it's going on, I was like, this is really the story? I was like, this, even for anime, I'm like, I don't know if I can go along with the premise just because it's so like outlandish. I was like, this, I don't know.
And
This is
well,
crazy, but not crazy bad. I was just like, I don't know if I could watch a whole show like this. But by the end of the show, I literally said wow out loud to myself. I was like, wow. Like when the show ended, I was like,
wow.
I'm so in.
Whoa.
It's ridiculous. I was like, I'm unbelievably excited to see where this goes. So it was
Weird.
a wild ride for me for an anime because
Strange.
usually I watch things and I'm in. And this time I was like, I don't
It
know.
was
if-
wild.
you're
I'm
usually-
still in, but it's wild.
Well, the way
You'll
things
never be out.
progress in the episode to where what happens at the end, like to say without spoilers, the first episode takes you through a considerable amount of time in the timeline. Like you go through
It was
many
tight
years, and it does not end. The end of the show is like completely different from the beginning, or the end of the first episode is completely different from the beginning. So I was like, what a ride to take you on, because as I said, about halfway through, I was like, I like this, but I don't know if I like it enough to like be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna watch this every week right away. I'll like keep up with it. But by the end of the episode, I was like, I'm fully in. I'm trying to think of how to describe what it is without spoiling, because I think the ride of the first episode is important for people to have on their own. It's about the idol industry in Japan. The idol industry is like girl groups that are very popular, and lots of a heavily male audience goes to see idol groups perform and sing along with them and get autographs signed. And it's like Perfect Blue. It's not shown that way, but there is a dark side to the idol industry in Japan, just as there's a dark side to the boy band industry here, or K-pop, or any of that stuff. It's very heavily what's the word I'm looking for? It's like it's a part of the
curated.
It's part of the machine. Like these, and you can enjoy these groups and enjoy their music. That's completely fine. But it's very much like a marketing first. We're going to make a popular group kind of thing. So they explore the idol industry, which I found very interesting. But to say that the show is about the idol industry, I think by the end of this episode would be, well, I'm sure it's going to be part of it going forward, but it's so much more than that. So, yeah, it's just about one particular person in an idol group and about them rising through the ranks. That's all
Does it ever turn like supernatural?
It turns.
Is this person an immortal?
It turns everything. I don't think that's an exaggeration. It goes so many different directions, right?
Well, are you done? Because I would like to give my perspective.
Yikes. Okay, go ahead.
Gonna judge this book by this cover.
So I felt like it was I liked how they took a long story and gave you what you needed to know about important points on this timeline of the story, and they kind of squashed them all into that one episode. And I don't mean squashed in a bad way, like it wasn't like haphazard. I did not, in the grand scheme of anime, like I think it's very strange that your mind was blown by these ideas and concepts, because they're all like pretty like normal, wait, can I finish?
Yeah.
They're concepts that like exist, and things that you like include like a big iron and a person with a TV head and like all this crazy, in a great way, but like crazy stuff. And like there's concepts that are in this story that are very mundane, really. And I don't mean it in a boring way, but they're very mundane. Yeah. So I don't understand why your mind was blown.
Can I tell you?
Yeah.
Yeah, my mind wasn't blown by the concept. My mind was blown by, I started watching a show that was this thing, and at the end, it's that thing. So at the end of the episode, I was like, I would have never guessed that this is what the show was going to be about. That's how my mind was blown. The concepts that are shown, yes, mundane is the right word. This is not a Neon Genesis Evangelion thing.
I won't be watching. So
yeah, I know. But
that's what I expect
for purposes of discussion, it's a very it's a very normal. Well, it's not normal, but it's a very easy to understand story.
I don't believe you.
There's nothing where you're like, I don't know what's going on here. I don't get this. What does this mean? There's no like symbolism or anything.
So far.
Yeah, it's just very.
That's what I expect from the Barbie movie.
Right. So I felt
so
like
expect your mind to be blown there.
At the halfway point, I was like, I'm never watching it. I mean, I didn't hate it, but I was like, I have other things I would prefer to watch. But then in the last
24 hours of white noise on a television screen,
brown noise.
But the last maybe like 10 or 15 minutes made me
blown away.
Interested in, I was not blown away, definitely not. Made me interested in watching maybe the next episode or two to see
where they take it.
Yeah, because there's like, stuff I want to find out about. But if it doesn't tickle my fancy in like those couple, suffice it to say, I'd still be interested in asking Raw Meat, like if he watches it, like, so what happened? I'd be interested to know what happened.
You want to know tidbits of what happened. You just don't want to put in the time. Yeah, I understand what you mean.
Yeah, there's like nothing about it that
I don't feel that way, but I understand what you mean.
How long is each episode?
Well, that's what I was saying. I don't know yet because I haven't watched the second episode. I watched the first episode. It's like I just watched it a couple days ago. And the first episode is like an hour and 15. And then I believe every episode after is a traditional length. So 22 to 30 minutes, I think.
Traditional save.
So yeah, I just thought it was interesting because I was like, again, you don't dislike it, but I was like, really, like I said wow out loud when I finished watching it because I had no idea that the show, from the way it started, was going to end with what we're doing, like what the purpose of the show is. So,
like, I paused it several times to see how much time was left in the episode.
Here's a great question: did you pause it
sign.
During the Galactic Railroad?
Did I pause the Galactic Railroad while I was watching? I don't think so.
That's really funny because this is like a more traditional like story, as far as how it's told. It's very traditional. Galactic Railroad is very like. It's a very slow pace on purpose. And like I know Deux was pausing it to see like how much time is left, and that's like an arduous watch for a lot of people.
Oh, I enjoyed the mood the whole time.
That's why I asked you to watch that, because I knew you would.
Yeah, there was something like cozy but unsettling.
It's I don't mean this as a knock against you at all. It's just funny that like that I'm with you. I was totally in, but that you're like not looking, and this, which is like, you know, keeps a good pace and like everything's going, you're like, how much is left?
Well, there were just a few elements of it that unsettled me, and so I just thought, I don't know if it keeps, I don't know.
I don't know.
But again, it sort of redeemed itself enough by the end that I'm willing to watch another couple episodes. In fact, what I would prefer would be for Raw Meat to watch the next couple episodes then let me know if like.
I will do that. I'm gonna watch one tonight. Also, so thanks for that conversation. That was great.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, there are 24
minutes. There you go. So probably 22 without the intro and the outro and all that. Yeah,
those are long.
Now, Spy X Family, I'd watch all day every day.
Mom Brain's a big Spy X Family fan. Mom Brain, you should get in on the new season of Demon Slayer, because with the last episode, things are really picking up.
Oh, hot tip too. I downloaded the free 7-day trial of High Dive to watch it. And I actually almost was like, it's like $30 something if you buy the year, and then it's like $4 a month. And I thought, oh, maybe I should just buy the year and get it over with. And then I was like, maybe not. Hot tip. If you have High Dive and you use it on at least an Apple TV, I don't know what.
This is an Apple TV. I don't know why you're talking about this. This is an Apple TV 4K specific problem for some people.
All right. Well, so
Go ahead.
was a problem for me. I like would select the episode and go to play it, and I would just get the spinning like loading symbol, and I restarted the Apple TV. I made sure it was updated. I uninstalled and reinstalled the app. It was like it was a racket. And as it turns out, if you get that spinning wheel, if you push pause and then play, it works. So save yourself some time.
This is the funny thing, because this is a problem with multiple apps on Apple TV 4K. It's the same with Amazon Prime. You go to watch something on Amazon Prime, you get the spinning, you just hit play and it goes.
Well, if there's some people out there who didn't know it, know it now. My job is done.
Also, if you're using Apple TV, you don't have to pause anything to see the time. Don't waste that time.
Look
to
at your
stop
phone,
it and start it,
and then go to IMDb to check the actors.
You just tap the top of the thing, and it'll come up and it'll show you the time thing. And if you tap it a second time, it'll tell you what time.
Tap the top of the thing.
The top of the remote. That's like the glass part. If you just tap
on your phone.
No, on the remote. Oh, you don't have the remote.
We do. It's just somewhere inside of our
phone. You don't have to pause it if you're using your phone, because the timeline is on your phone.
I'm not. Yeah,
but
I'm
if you use the controller, you just tap the top, and it'll bring up the timeline on the bottom.
You're the most patient man in the world.
I'm not looking.
If you tap it again, it'll show you what time, real time, that will finish.
I'm learning that everyone's very interested in knowing how much time is left.
Well, no, I found out because
how far in they are.
Says the guy who keeps his phone on in the movie theater.
Me? I don't think that's great. I have people who are covering the site. Wait. Hold on a second. Keep the phone on. My phone is on. It's silent. I don't want anybody to think I'm using a ringer or it's on vibrate or anything.
You're good.
Yeah. I keep it on for Discord notifications, because I can only go out to the movie because someone is covering the site.
I got a question for you. Do you put your watch in theater mode?
I don't know anything about that, actually. I haven't thought about my watch.
Yeah, like when I'm at the movies, I put it on theater mode.
Luckily, it hasn't beeped. I'll have to think about that.
You can put it on silent, but if you put it on theater mode, then it like dims the screen if it comes on. But,
I had two more things I want to talk about. In the interest of time, I'm only going to talk about one, and I'm going to do it quickly. And it's one I'm going to talk about because I said there was something I wanted to talk about, and I left myself a note. And I always leave notes for myself, and I read the note a week later. And I'm like, what does this mean? Yes, I'm going to my pictures. And now I know what it meant. It is about the Mandalorian. It's not, well, I guess it's very, very, very slight spoiler, but it's not really a spoiler. So, as we've talked about in the past, titles and clickbait and all that kind of stuff. And I saw an article, and this article came out right after the finale of The Mandalorian's most recent season came out. And it made me be like, what? The title says, Mandalorian Season 3's post-credit scene choice makes the final scene even better. The Mandalorian
force
Season
is
3,
strong
Episode 8
with
made
this
an
one.
interesting choice with the post-credit scene, but this makes the ending even better as a result.
There was a post-credit scene?
There wasn't. This is a whole 3-page article,
Wow,
and at the bottom
they
it
got 3
says
pages out of this.
underestimate
the decision
power
to
of the dark
not
side.
do a post-credit scene made the end scene better.
That's awful. That's
Wow.
awful.
Because I read this and
Wow.
I was like, I always look for
How do
end
they
credit
feel it
scene.
ended?
And I was like, I went to the end and I
fed
skimmed
up
through
with this
too. I
world.
was like, I guess I missed
That's
one. And then I read
dirty.
the article and I was like, this is disgusting.
Dirty.
How horrible is that? Mandalorian Season 3's post-credit scene choice makes the final scene even
How
better.
do these people sleep at night?
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's a Chat GPT article, right?
yeah, right.
Like,
how do I,
so
ChatGPT, how do I make the most clickbait title ever?
somebody,
Did you
I
notice any typos?
like.
No.
It's either that or somebody spent time writing a 3-page article about nothing, and like that is almost more sad.
The real person wrote the final paragraph and I let ChatGPT do the rest of it. I will not name outlets because I'm not looking to do that. But
That's
if you search the title,
horrible.
you can see the article yourself. So
That's literally a story about nothing.
it is
It's a
100%.
story about zero.
You could write a story about that decision and say that in the title and say it's an interesting change of pace for not even Star Wars, really. But you could discuss that if you want. But to use this title,
or
yeah.
like, did they have their opinion on how the show ended too? Like they could have just said, "This is like have an opinion piece on the show in general, not that."
No, because that doesn't get people to click.
Oh.
This got me to click because I literally thought I missed something. And I was like, I'm so good about this stuff. I can't believe I missed it. And I didn't miss it.
And it was seriously 3 pages long.
That's
said-
being generous.
Oh,
I think it was longer than that, but I'm just roughly estimating. Yes, because I read the first, I want to say 4 paragraphs. And I was like, oh my God, where's what am I looking for here? And I just scroll all the way to the bottom before it said it. So it's something else. It's something else. So there you go.
Were there
That's-
paragraphs where it was just like, The Mandalorian is a show on Disney Plus that takes place in
Like
the
a
Star
third
Wars
grade book
universe.
report.
Yeah. What we all used to, or what some of us used to do when
It's
we were
all
writing
about
book
the
reports.
adventures of Mando and his friend Baby Yoda.
Contrary to what you might think, women are Mandalorians as well.
Here's why. Here's how it started. So yeah, that last week, like
you
I
may
said,
have heard of Mandalore.
There's
I
many
wrote myself-
Mandalorians, but for some reason, this one guy is nicknamed Mando.
Baby Yoda has been a viral hit, but did you know his friend, the Mandalorian?
when I write myself notes, I send myself an email every week that says podcast crap with little notes about things I want to talk about. And I always write a note. And at the time I write the note, I'm like, I'll definitely know what this means. And as I've said before, I forget. So I got my note for last week just said The Mandalorian. And I read it on Friday. And I was like, what the hell does this mean? And I even took myself a screenshot to remind myself of what I wanted to talk about. And I forgot that I took the screenshot. So later on, I was scrolling through pictures and I was like, oh, this is what I wanted to talk about. So my brain shot. But we got there. And now you know. Now you guys know that Mandalorian Season 3's post-credit scene choice makes the final scene even better. So now you know. Let's do some news for crying out loud, for crimini's
Well,
By the
sake.
way-
let me ask you this. If I haven't seen it yet and it makes the ending better, and then I watch the ending, how can it get better for me? It's already going to be as best as it can be. I should have watched it before reading that article.
Well, you could watch it and then think about it after and be like, that's even better now that
Yeah,
I
well,
think about
I mean,
it.
if it
Now
says-
that I know for sure there's not an after credit scene.
Well, no,
It'll
then-
be better
then you'd go
after the
back.
credits. Yeah.
Then you'd go back and read it, right, and be like,
Yes.
what the hell were they talking? Like, I just watched it
Okay,
all. I
that's
didn't
what
see
have-
that, and
that's
then
what
you'd
I
go
have to do. I'll
back.
have to read it after I
Yeah.
watch
Well,
it.
you should anyway because it talks about the ending, so you shouldn't be reading that before
Basically,
watching it.
basically you could put yourself in a never-ending loop of watching, reading,
Wow.
watching again,
Well,
reading,
I got to go
watching
back,
again.
but I can't just go back. I need to watch the whole series again.
Hi, Zikamuto. Good to see you.
Can I just ask this question? What is everyone's opinions on like high-profile cameos in all of these shows?
That's
that are
not
taking
good.
place? Like, I feel like the first place that it really happened was Game of Thrones, and they had like
Ed Sheeran.
Oh
Ed
my
Sheeran
God,
and
yeah.
Aaron Rodgers, right?
I just
and like
find that stuff distracting.
just
Yeah.
like outside people being in cameos. But then The Mandalorian did it in season 1. They would do it by like putting people in like stormtrooper outfits and stuff like that, and so like it's a little passable, or they're like highly made up, so they're just
it's less distracting
a
when
friend
you can't,
thing.
because if I'm looking at the screen and I'm thinking there's Jack Nicholson, there's somebody.
Spoiler
Well,
alert.
I didn't want to spoil it,
Yeah,
but like
good
you know what I
one.
mean. But like you're looking, you're concentrating on the fact that this is that person, that
Right.
actor.
Right.
You're not thinking,
and they just seem out of it.
And
Like
the-
even as well as they act it out, you're just like, this
and
isn't right.
yeah, and it's not even like if you're gonna maybe, like you said, put them in makeup or give them a reoccurring role or a meaty role where they can sink their teeth into it. I mean, if you're just playing some dumb politician for an episode, it's like who cares?
'Cause,
Like it's just too distracting.
I was gonna say Amy Sedaris was like season 1, and it's like, oh, this lady,
Mhm.
and she's the mechanic, but she's like quirky and fun, and then she becomes reoccurring, and I'm like, all right, like
It's endearing.
She's a character.
Yeah. Timothy Oliphant's another good one. He's great in the role,
Oh yeah.
but he's also not on the level, and I don't think Amy Sedaris is either, of the two,
Right.
the three even
Well,
actors that were in that one episode.
Well, as
It's
far as the
happening in other-
reoccurring, we won't.
but I'm
maybe
not
they
just
will
saying that
reoccur.
it's happening in other places, so maybe you haven't experienced this recently. And I saw one recently that like it kind of shocked me to the point where I was like, that's not who I think it is, and I had to look it up, and it was. And it's kind of funny because it's almost like, I don't know. I don't want to get into it too much, but it's like that one the other one I saw was kind of funny and like just was different to me than this, but like I don't know, it's just happening.
And might I add,
It's just happening more and more, and it's just becoming this thing. I don't know.
Not surprisingly, it doesn't bother me. I can see where you guys are coming from. My only thing is with this episode, I have no basis of like information to say like the director said this, the writer said this. I took it very much as like a mystery of the week episode in the vein of Law and Order. And Law and Order does the same thing where like a celebrity pops or a couple celebrities pop up every episode to play a bit part and then they're gone. I don't know if that was the direction or the influence, but that's how I took it.
I actually, I mostly agree. Like, I think I don't like when it feels like they're begging for attention with the act. Like they put somebody in that they know is really popular just because they want the attention for whatever. But I actually felt like in this case, the people, I felt like who they are elevated the character, like, because I think the point they were trying to get across was the kind of like people the characters were and like the kind of place they were in, without spoiling too much. I felt like they actually added another like layer to that, because it was people you would expect like lightness and fun and like, and that was kind of what they were going for. So I felt like in this instance
There was
it was well placed.
Well, that one specific one that I think you're talking about, there's one person I don't really know anything about. So like that one didn't really hit me, but it's still just like this weird thing of like, some kind of superstar from a different part of entertainment getting pulled into it. And I don't know, it changes the experience for me. Like even though I don't know who that person is, like they still came off different than any other actor that we put in that role.
It was the script, or it was just really wordy. There was a lot of exposition about boring crap, and I agree with you, Mom Brain, that it did make it better to see familiar faces, I think, in that role, in those roles. But for me, oh my God, it was like so boring and lame anyway. So like a lot of people were dissing like the acting, and I don't even fault the bad acting. I think they just had nothing to work with. I mean, it was pretty poor, and this is just one man's opinion, or my opinion. But yeah, just that stuck out. That coupled with just like, oh, there's those people that I recognize. It's not like there's Cal Rizian and Max Heido or what, those. I'd have just made half of those up. But
Salacious Crumb.
Yeah, Salacious Crumb.
Yeah, I think we can all agree that it's a divisive episode. Like people are either really gonna not enjoy that one, or people are
But I'm
gonna like it.
But I'm not talking about that episode. Like it's happening
No, I
in
know. Yeah.
other series and stuff. And for however long they're on the screen, or even just for like the first 30 seconds that some different person is on the screen in that role, it takes me out of it. And which is funny because they're all actors. Like that's their whole thing, is to play different characters. But when they're just like thrown in for this one thing, it's just like for some reason I can't just let it go and just accept it. I get like hung up on that. I don't know.
So, like I
It's
said,
weird.
maybe retroactively you will feel differently because maybe they'll appear later. I don't know.
But,
But for now,
this
I
other one that
understand.
I saw, which some people might experience at some point soon. It was a strange thing, but for some reason that kind of fit, and I accept it. I don't know. It's weird.
Maybe it's your
Um,
connection to the actor.
What are you talking about?
Can't talk about it.
All right, let's do news. Now hit me with the jingle. The full jingle. The real jingle. I prefer the real jingle. Finally! What happened in the world of Nintendo this week? Oh, I don't even have my page open yet. How embarrassing. I don't remember what happened, but I'll tell you because... Oh, thank you.
Probably something Pokemon, am I right, dude?
Oh, I don't think we have to worry about that, dude. Yeah. We're not going to do that. There you go. We are talking about the Mario movie, but the 1993 live action Mario movie.
What Leguizamo say this time?
John Leguizamo talked about
Is
something.
it, isn't it?
Yeah. This is not him complaining, though. This is him sharing something interesting about the original 1993 movie. You might remember that movie has some, I don't want to say seedy elements to it, but some some content you wouldn't expect from a Mario movie adaptation. Some of the places they visit are a little bit
Hey, they kept it loyal
salacious.
to the.
Do they go to
Yeah.
like some kind of strip club?
They go to like a club. It's not a strip club,
Where
but
else
it's
are you
like
gonna
a
get
bar
mushroom tips?
club. Like
That's why they call it the Mushroom Kingdom.
Oh, well, John Leguizamo says he talked about the casting for that role or for that scene and how Disney wasn't happy. He says, quote, the directors had this dark vision that Disney was not okay with. So there was all this headbutting that was incredible. That party scene, those were strippers from North Carolina that they put on set and had them in the most revealing clothing and costumes. Disney was not happy. Sorry. They had to cut out a lot, blow it out, CGI it with whatever bad technology they had back in the day. So I don't know why
De-evolved
these
them.
people were like, it'd be a great idea for the Mario movie, scantily clad women and provocative dancing. And Disney had to be like, no, not in this
Honestly,
movie. Why?
That's what I think was missing from the
They were
more
all
recent
walking the
movies.
Just a little
dinosaur.
adultness.
Just give me some tasteful nip, and I'm all about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought that was funny because I remember seeing that as a kid and seeing them go to that location, and I was like, not uncomfortable, but I was like, this is weird.
Is
Like,
this a boner?
why?
Is
Why are
this
they?
a boomer?
Now,
I mean,
in
what
true
is this?
in true raw meat fashion, I was just like, this isn't Mario. Why are they here? I was not interested in the scantily clad women. I was
Really?
mad at them desecrating
yeah.
the world of Mario. Yeah, and then I said, living
That-
in my
is
mind
that the
forever
one
is
time?
riding the damn mattress down the pipe where I was like, what is this? What are we doing here, people? I can make a better movie, and I'm
that's
what,
a
11 years
scene
old.
in the game.
Riding a mattress down
Well,
a pipe. I
Mario
missed that
too.
one.
I mean, he's
Rides a
sleeping the whole
carpet.
time.
Why
He's-
could it be a carpet? Then I could have at least had plausible
No.
deniability in my distaste
He was
for it.
sleeping the whole time. He was riding a mattress.
Oh, in Mario 2, it ends with him sleeping.
Spoiler
All right,
alert.
There you go.
All right, but in the movie, we don't ever see him wake up.
Was
Wake
was
up.
Mario 2 the first time we had Shy Guys? Yeah, right.
Yes, sir. Mario 2 is the first time we get a lot of staples of the franchise.
Yeah.
Ninja and Shy Guys and
Ah,
Birdo
Ninja.
and the little
The star, that Luma ripped off. We know who we're talking about,
what?
right? Isn't that what Ninja is? The black star that jumps up and down.
It's not a star, but it's
I
a
guess
little
they're like-
black ninja.
They're
that
like a
jumps up
similar
and down.
shape.
They're like little.
Maybe.
I don't know what they look like underneath the ninja outfit, but they got 2 red buttons on their chest.
Time
and
to
they
Google
got
it.
the white eye or the white face with the dark eyes, and they're wearing a ninja costume.
Yeah, but they're kind of star shaped, right?
They
With
are
the way their limbs
star
are.
shaped, but they are not
positioned.
stars. They're ninja. They're ninja.
I want to be ninja.
There you go, right there. You're looking at them.
Yeah, I'm looking at him. I'm trying to get a better picture so you can see how star-like he is.
No, they have
Star.
yeah.
Yeah, ninja star.
They
Get
do
it?
have pointy ears. Yeah.
Yeah.
Check and mate.
I'll ask you
Check
later.
and mate. I mean, what does that look like to you? Does that look like a guy in a costume, or does it look like a star?
I mean, that looks like a star.
It looks like a black star.
No, I agree. On the NES, it looks like a star. I will definitely agree with that. Yeah.
Okay, great. And where did we meet these characters first? I wonder. Was it on the NES?
That's why we talked about it.
On
Yes.
the NES. Correct. Okay.
so
So,
he's saying that, yeah,
so you're gonna say that I'm correct now, or apologize in any
You
way?
give me
or-
what you want to say, and
Where have
I'll
we seen
answer.
him since? I don't know where we've seen him.
Lots of Mario games.
I've already blown my
I know
wad.
because you're talking about Nicky Hill was the one that was making the point in the first place.
There was
About
something
Luma.
else.
Oh,
Bring this up after we talk.
Luma are star shaped and are most likely stars. Ninja and Super Mario Brothers 2
You
do
wanna talk
look
about
like
rip-offs?
star shapes.
What came first, Elbits or Galaxy?
Probably Elebits.
Yeah, that's the rip.
I want to talk about a ripoff. What came first?
chicken or the
Elebits
egg?
or Stars in the Sky?
oh man.
Is this guy for real?
What
right
does an
now?
Elebit even look like? I don't remember.
A bit of L.
That is good. Let me look up Elebit. No. Doesn't it though?
I mean, we could probably find it.
All right, this is an Elebit. We're getting a little looser on
Oh,
the star
God,
shape. So
Ugh, it's like
I
a
think that's-
nightmare.
I like
Save
that.
me, Ninja.
I prefer,
there's a whole bunch of Elebits.
I prefer those to
No wonder I'm shooting them.
Lumas.
Well, for Christ's sake, Nicky Hill, Lumas are Rosalina's children. You're going to say that about her kids?
Where was Rosalina?
That's what I want to know. Why
Spoiler
was
alert.
how could Rosalina raise such a
We could say the same question about
dark
Mario.
Luma.
Where was Rosalina for the man's first 25 years? Mhm.
No, it just I meant in relation to the dark Luma in the dungeon. Doesn't seem like a Luma that would have been raised by such a happy-go-lucky.
That's what happens when you keep them
Rosalina.
in the darkness for so long. They lose their light inside, and they become.
No.
They become.
I mean, that's just
dead.
another instance where like they wanted to have that sort of character, and they're like, "Oh, let's just have this do it. Oh, it's a tie into another series. Oh, yeah, let's just tie it in. Like,
Koopa.
What? Because it's a Mario character?
yeah, no, they had like it could have been anything, and they were like, "Yo, let's do this."
Well,
because
I
it's
think
tie
they were
into
going
Galaxy.
for no. I think they did it because wouldn't it be funny if it's a cutesy character who is very dark
And there's no other cutesy characters anywhere.
Well, I'm ready to give me one. I'll listen.
Ninja.
Cuter than a Luma? Come on.
I don't know. but,
I'll
like,
wait. Give me a cute Mario character. Maybe the Wiggler. Wiggler's cute
Wiggler's a bad guy.
sometimes, not all the time.
Yeah, but to Wario, is he a bad guy?
Oh,
not
that's
Wario.
a
I'm
good
sorry.
point.
To-
Sure.
To what's his name? What's your name? Koopa? Bowser? King
Well, there
Bowser
are
Koopa?
guys. Come
I'm
on.
so
Have you ever
confused.
played Mario games here? There's good Koopas. There's good Goombas. There's good Wigglers. There's good. You're
Listen.
looking at a race of people and saying they're all bad.
Who are the good Koopas?
Mario literally partners up with Koopas in a few games. There's good Koopas.
Oh,
All
okay.
Koopas aren't bad because they're Koopas. They're bad because they decide to join Bowser.
I got you.
We just more
So-
often see the Koopa henchmen versus the Koopa who are good guys.
So the Koopas have like political factions.
Yes, there are
Okay.
plenty of places where Koopas live out from underneath Bowser's thumb, and they follow the rule of Princess Peach, the rule and law of Princess Peach. So whether that makes them good or bad is for you to decide, but there are Koopas on both sides of the
There's
argument here.
good
There's
Koopas on both sides.
So, yes, they're.
And I bet you're going to tell me that those Koopas that were at the castle on election day were there just as tourists.
The ones standing out front of it, yes. The ones inside, I don't know. First comment comes from King Broly. Well, most upvoted comment was removed. What did it say? I don't know. Who removed it? Not me. Next comment comes from King Broly, and he says, and now we know why Disney didn't get the new Mario movie. Yeah, maybe. They were like, we don't want that sexy crap. What do we got here? We have Don't Look Do. We have the best-selling game franchises in the UK since 1995. And let us begin. Mom Brain. Best-selling game franchises in the UK since 1995. We have the top 10 here.
Oh my God.
Now, remember, this is game franchises, so this could also be franchises that exist outside of video games, but have also had video game adaptations. So much so that they're popular enough to make the top 10.
FIFA.
FIFA is number 1. Great job. Kirby.
Oh, man.
Most popular gaming franchises in the UK since 1995.
Since 1995. Okay. Grand Theft Auto.
Grand Theft Auto. That is correct. Number 4.
Okay.
Nicky Hill.
Super Mario Bros.
Mario is number 3. Yes. Do. What happened?
Gran Turismo.
Gran Turismo. I am so sorry that is not here. Did it on purpose or was it a good guess? Okay. No, I thought you.
What's the matter with you?
All right, let me play this out. Let me play this out.
4
for the-
weeks in a row.
Let me play
doing
this
my
out for the
favorite
crowd
thing.
that's not watching. He guessed it was wrong. He gave a fist pump, did he not?
It was a.
Oh, I thought it was a fist
I
pump.
thought it was a fist. Thank you.
It was like a.
It looked like a this. to
I
me,
thought it
not
was.
like
I
an
thought it
all
was like a
shucks.
fist bump
like-
or like a
yeah,
fist
an
bump,
all
but I didn't think
Yeah.
it was like. I thought it was like a.
I was like,
a sarcastic.
So I
or
take
like-
it back.
like, you
It
know.
was. I had a knife and I was putting
Oh,
it in my own
seppuku,
stomach.
seppuku.
That
Okay.
was
Hare Krishna. All right, Do, you're out. I'm sorry. Mom, bring it back to you.
Minecraft.
Apology accepted.
Minecraft. Bold guess since there's only one Minecraft game. Not on here, Mom Brain. I'm so sorry. Well, there's 3 Minecraft games, I guess, technically. Hey, what's going on over here? Oh, okay. That's fine. That's fine.
Well, because I was
Clarification.
torn. I don't know which one is the popular. Or
Kirby.
they're both-
Gran Turismo or what?
You'll find out. when
Oh,
it's my
I'm
turn.
excited now. Oh,
Sorry.
Mr. Mime down.
Since 1995.
Take out your aggression on
I
Mr.
didn't
Mime.
mean that. I certainly didn't mean that.
The Legend of Zelda.
The Legend of Zelda. No.
Oh,
Kirby is out. Nicky Hill with a correct guess can potentially.
So you said
Take
that,
the crown.
and I was going to say the other one then is Forza.
Oh, no.
Forza also not on here. Everybody out on this. Oh no, you were out on
How
the
can they
first
not
round.
be
I'm
big
sorry.
drivers
So
over
you
there?
guys are
Isn't-
still in then.
Isn't that that TV series with
The
the, British
biggest
guy?
franchise since 1995, top 10. Forza's only have how many installments? Like I don't know,
Who
5, 6.
cares?
Oh,
What do you think
well,
of Top Gear?
Yeah, that's a British guy, right?
that
It's
show's
3
over.
British
It's been
guys.
done.
But it was popular. They
Yeah,
let
the
you drive for a
TV show
while,
Top
right?
Gear was popular.
Now they
You're
do
correct.
the Grand Tour.
That got canceled too, I
The
think.
Grand Tour.
Mom Brain, back to you.
No, sorry, that's not on the list.
Oh, sorry.
The Lego game. I mean, is
Oh,
Lego
that's a good
Games
guess,
the
actually.
franchise? Like not
Is your
Lego.
guess Lego?
Yeah.
Yes, Lego is on here. Number 5. Kirby.
Wait, are we counting Mario Kart as a?
Mario. All
Separate-
things that. Yes, we are. Mario
Okay.
includes Mario Kart.
Oh man.
Music, please.
What are video games again? Oh my god.
I just picked that up.
Help me out. What's a game again?
I saw something in the chat.
Kirby, I'm going to give you 10 seconds.
Say that.
What? What's going
I'm not going to say that.
I'm going to have to buzz you in 10.
Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed is on the list.
thank
Number
God.
9.
Jesus.
Nicky Hill.
Oh, man, something else just was in my head and I lost it. I'm sorry. Did Josh answer?
God.
He lost his mom.
Josh does not talk during this
So,
section.
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty is on here. Number 2. Mom,
Hoorah.
Brain, back to you.
Gamer.
Hoorah!
Call of Duty, bro.
You're getting.
I'll second
Whoa.
Josh's Call of Duty.
Nikki Hill just
Oh,
guessed Call of Duty now.
Farts.
10, 9,
Splatoon.
8. And you're out, Mom Brain. All right, Kirby, back to you.
Resident Evil.
And you're out.
Oh, really?
Nikki Hill, you can clinch it with one correct answer here.
Well, I can't. I don't. The one answer that I would give.
Oh, that's good because there's more than one
See.
answer left. If you don't get it, we're just going to end it here.
Yeah.
For the win or for the three-way tie.
You know what? I'll say Tomb Raider.
And three-way tie.
She's British too, right?
You guys missed Pokemon.
I didn't want to say that. That's the
Okay.
one I saw.
Oh, yeah.
You also missed the Pokemon's number 7. 8 is The Sims.
Wow, Pokemon is that low on the list. Wow.
That low. Yeah.
That low on the list of top 10 games since 1995.
Also, number 10. Not Gran Turismo. Need for
but
Speed.
Therese Granmo.
Need for Speed.
Therese Granmo is on here. It's true.
You know, there's too many games about racing.
Did I say The Sims? You missed The Sims.
You said this.
Oh, okay. And then the only one you didn't guess was Star Wars in general, just Star Wars games.
I thought we did okay.
Wars.
To put things in perspective, there have been 31 Need for Speed games. No, hold on a second. The lowest one on here is 23. There have been 23 Grand Theft Auto games, so it's different SKUs and everything. The one with the most, obviously, is Star Wars, 107 for Star Wars.
There's only been 5 Grand
I take it
Theft
back.
Autos.
Listen to this. There's been 107 Star Wars games. There's been 108 Sims games. So expansions and all that stuff. That's a lot. My Sims is included in there. So
I thought we were
lots
only
of
up to
stuff.
3.
It's too much.
I probably got like 7 of them over there. So there you go. Mario and Pokemon both made it on there. That's your top 10 for the UK. Currybo says the Sims expansion's doing all the heavy lifting in this list. Yeah, tell me about it, man. No wonder EA keeps putting out those expansions. They rack up the money. Miyamoto talked about the Mario movie, the current one.
Quick question. Satoru
Iwata dead.
His name was in the credits?
Yeah, I liked that. Very nice.
But as what?
I don't remember. Executive
As
producer
dead.
or something.
It was, right?
Yeah. Good for him.
His Ghost Daddy.
Wouldn't have happened without his direction. I agree. Nice to see that in there. And I'm sure there were talks he was involved in even when he was alive.
But it wasn't there as like in loving memory of or anything. There was other people that was reserved for other people.
Yes, they gave him an extra special credit. He was in the graphic credits, as in, where there's pictures and music and all that, not the black and white credits, traditional credits.
Oh, right.
Not gone sexual credits. Miyamoto talked about the Mario movie success because if by the end of this weekend, the movie should hit 1 billion worldwide.
And that's not even is that a month at this point?
Just shy. Last week, it set another record for animated movies. It was the highest grossing animated movie in its 3rd week ever. So for week 3 return.
They some of the things that you would consider Easter eggs, like you see it in the background and you're like, oh wow, that's cool. And then you go a little bit longer and like they show you there's like a sign or like they show you more about it and it's like that's not hidden. Like they're blatant. They're just like they're telling you what this is.
The modern viewer where you're like, I caught that thing, and then you see it again and you're like, I don't like that thing anymore.
I'm not saying I don't like it.
No,
it's just that it's not really like a hidden meaning or anything because they tell you what it is.
Well, they do that all the time. Like I was gonna there's in the last episode of Mandalorian that I watched, there was something happening with all the Mandalorians, and Mandalorian looks at Mandalorian 2 and goes, "What's going on?" And it's like, let me explain for the audience what this is, even though you're a Mandalorian. And it's like, give me a break. We're like enough with the Mandalorians.
Mandalorian 2. We get it, dude. You don't like Mandalorian.
I like Baby Yoda, aka Grogu, and Mandalorian's lucky that he's with Baby Yoda. That's all I'm gonna say. Everybody else, Din Djarin. I finally learned his name this season.
Mandalorian. I also don't like Mandalorian, and I don't like Mandalorian.
And don't even get me started on Mandalorian.
You know, Din Djarin.
Woman Mandalorian.
Well, that's why you call him Mando. so you can tell them apart from the other
Yeah,
from the other
either-
Mandos.
Regardless of that, we all know I don't like Mandalorians.
No, but I noticed
But-
that too.
Racist.
But
There's-
like, yeah, it's like, come on, like we're gonna spell
like
out everything
they
for this.
they say a line and you're like, oh, and then they go into it and you're like, oh,
Yeah, like when he says that truly was Mandalorian season 3. I was like, oh, we got to say that.
They
I
went
didn't say
meta.
Yeah,
This truly was a Star Wars.
redemption story.
Miyamoto talking about the Mario movie, talking about its success, and also the critics who were not too keen on the movie. He says, "Quote: I did
That
have a
truly
level.
was a movie with Mario in it.
I did have a level of expectations that this movie would also do well, like the theme park, but I was very surprised that it went beyond what I could have imagined when it finally came out. You need some luck to achieve this level of success for a film. While many foreign critics have given the movie relatively low ratings, I think that also contributed to the movie's notoriety and buzz. I'd be happy if viewers could say the definition of what a movie is changed because of this film. This just shows how lucky we were. I appreciate that he talks about luck being involved, because you can have the most popular franchise in a brand and it will probably make money, but it still takes some luck too. And they are very lucky here. I mean, as we've heard, Nintendo's name loosely translates to leave luck to heaven. So I like that he's talking about luck. Yeah, how high is it going to go? We don't know, but I'd say $1 billion is a lock for Sunday night returns, Monday morning returns. It's right there, so we'll see.
But also consider the amount of money they're making on like all of the other things. There's Super Mario everything right now. Like there already was, but now there's Super Mario Brothers movie everything.
Yeah,
There's
toys
tie-ins,
and merch.
There are
and
tie-ins with
people buying the games again.
like
Mhm.
every brand, I think, has
somebody saw the
some
movie
sort
and
of
they're like, "Did you
tie-in.
know this guy's got games too? We should check some of them out." Tendonin says he left luck to heaven and heaven said sure. With various comments from completely different parts of the film industry, it's starting to seem like cinema, trademark, is becoming more a domain of celebrating pre-existing ideas than where the new ideas come from. I guess being able to ride that trend is where luck comes in. See, I would argue against
I would
that
argue
because
that the Mario Brothers movie is not cinema.
because
Now, this felt like a theme park ride.
I think
more than
it's
any Marvel movie.
silly to say that cinema, as we traditionally call it, isn't there. It's still there. You're just not paying attention to it. Maybe it's not in as many theaters, or maybe it's not as talked about publicly, but it's all there. Like movies come out every single day. It's there. So you just maybe you need to look in a different
Get off
place
your
or
ass
dig a
and
little
watch a
different
movie.
or dig a little deeper. But yeah, it's still there. That scary movie we watched where you see 90% of nothing for the whole time.
Skinamarink.
Oh, Skinamarink.
Skinamarink.
yeah.
Thank you. I
I actually was like, haha, Skinamarink. Like he was joking, but
Well,
then I
I
realized
didn't
no
he
even-
wasn't.
Sharon, no Lois.
I didn't even watch the whole movie, just to be clear. I had skipped around.
Well, that's cinema for you. Yeah, but you watched you
Skinamarink.
knew of the movie. So.
Fiddlesque.
So yeah, I would push back on that. They all exist. We can see theme park ride movies like the Mario movie, or we can see fine cinema like Top Gun Maverick.
Well, was there comment more about how it's just like remakes, remasters, sequels, stuff? It was
I
kind
don't
of
know.
more like that. I
Well,
thought.
that's what I'm pushing back on. Yeah,
Prequels,
I would disagree
soft
with that. I mean,
reboots.
they're the ones you see
Hard
commercials
reboots.
for on TV and like marquees on theaters, but for every Marvel movie or Mario movie or Star Wars movie, there's also
I got
plenty
you.
of art house stuff
I
or
know what you mean.
new
I
stuff in
understand
general.
What you mean now?
I understand.
Like Bo is Afraid is maybe something that the
Yeah.
main public will see a trailer for and be like, that's something new and interesting
Yeah.
or whatever you would think,
And then
but you
they'll-
would never. Yeah, but I
and
don't.
then they'll go see it, and the response would be, "What the hell?"
Yeah.
And then he'll never get to make another movie again, and people,
No, he will.
and then we'll see
Yeah, I
like
mean-
4 or 5 sequels and Marvel movies.
Yeah,
but-
because there's no chance Bo is Afraid it's going to get the same marketing presence as the Mario movie. Like, it's all that stuff is that we just went to go see Suzume, and you're not seeing commercials for that on TV. And
That's not a
is that the Tim and
sequel.
Eric skit where he's got the little doll Salome?
Suzume. That's a man.
David Liebehart.
Let me tell you,
Salome.
that's not what the movie was, and I was surprised. When I'm an hour in, I'm like, "Where's the puppet?
Where's David Liebehart?
David.
There's no live people in this movie." So yeah, it's there. It's
Hello,
there.
children.
It's always been there. It'll always be there. I mean, look at what was nominated for Best Picture last year. Whole bunch. You ran a gamut
Everything
of
everywhere all at once.
no, yeah, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and there's something else in there
Tar?
that, huh?
Banshees
Was
of
Tar?
Inisherin,
Tar, yeah,
Oh, Banshees, yeah.
it's all there. Yep, it was a great.
Oh, yeah, that
And
was
Top
good.
Gun was nominated in that too. Haven't seen Top Gun.
I haven't
Seems
either.
strange that it was nominated, but I don't know for sure. I haven't
Well,
seen it.
they're
You
called
saw it.
It's very fun.
blockbusters for a reason, though, right?
I don't think there's
the
anything
big
wrong.
movies are the ones that are going to be pulling in the draw, and like they spend extra money on advertising and pushing those.
I appreciate an idea of cinema that regards anything that comes out in a movie as cinema. Top Gun Maverick is cinema. Tar is cinema. Everything Everywhere All at Once is cinema. They're all part of cinema. And just because it makes $1 billion and it's geared towards a mass market audience, if people really enjoy it and it's a fun ride, that's great. I think it deserves a nod.
What
so.
rules, you sons of bitches?
But I haven't seen the movie. So
movie?
here's
Hailey and Tom, go to the light until we meet again. That's what the Corinthians say again and
there
again.
we go.
Salome.
Here's a reason to
Wow.
see the Mario movie again. In select cities, Nintendo and Illumination have released the Japanese cut of the film. So there's a few scenes that are very slightly tweaked, but it has the script was handled by Nintendo. So Nintendo took the American the American script, the English
And
version of the
threw it
American
away.
script, and they redid dialogue for Japanese audiences. So you can see this in select theaters now and see what Nintendo changed versus the American version, which is pretty interesting. I think that it's also really cool of Illumination to be like, yeah, go ahead, take our script and rework it how
So
it
the
fits
draw
in.
here is to go and read the subtitles.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you want. I won't name names, but I know someone who's seen the Mario movie 8 times, and one of them was the Japanese version. So I do think that's interesting too, that Nintendo was allowed to oversee and redo the script for the Japanese release of the film. I think that's really interesting. So if I were going to see the movie again, I would like to see it that way, to see just what's different. So
I mean, yeah, or they could have made those changes and put it like across, for the whole world to
I don't-
see.
what do you mean? They did. It's out. You can
No,
go see it.
released it and not have a Nintendo cut. If that's what they wanted, then why do they make why didn't they make those choices for the actual thing that is out right now for us?
You're a movie man. You know how this works. You make different cuts for different parts of the world.
Yeah, I can definitely believe that
Did you say do
Nintendo would be better at doctoring it up for a Japanese audience over an American.
And there are
audience.
jokes in the American version that don't make sense in Japan, just like there are in Japanese
Or
things
make
that don't make
sense for
sense
us.
here.
Well, they make sense here. They're just not funny.
The blowing in the cartridge joke that we all get, that's not a thing in Japan. They don't talk about that. They might know
I
of
missed
it
that joke. What is that joke?
when they're walking by the antique shop
Oh,
in the
It
movie.
like happens in the background.
and the guy, one of the Toad guys,
Oh.
or one of the
yeah, toads.
one of the Toads says to another Toad, "Oh, you have to take it and blow into it."
I
They
didn't
sell-
see that. You know what I thought it was? I thought it was the whistle from Super Mario 3.
No.
I don't know what he's
whistle.
holding, but the joke is you have
It's
to take it and
it's
blow
a
into it.
$800 copy of Earthbound, I think.
Yes, but they in the Japanese version, they specifically on screen write out
Because I was
what
looking,
this means.
I was looking at the hammer as the vintage thing, and then he was talking in the background. By the time I looked over, it was gone, and I actually laughed because I thought it was.
So if you saw the Japanese
listen.
version, it would have been explained for you.
I wouldn't have seen anything because I would have been reading the whole time.
Like I said, it's written out on screen. They
Wait, so the
write out the explanation for the joke for the Japanese audience.
so the animation isn't
So
different.
there's no way in heck I'm ever going to
There
get
are a
through
couple
reading
scenes
it.
that are like maybe a second longer or something like that, but it is the
So
same
in the
visual.
background, we'll see in the Japanese version, we'll see the guy
Yes.
doing whatever he's doing, but they're
Yes.
gonna dub it over with like
Yes,
something.
it will be. No, it's like literally they will write on screen in the Japanese version because that's not a main dialogue thing that's being said. So they write out a little note in the background to let people know this is what they're saying and what it means.
oh, interesting. I understand what you're saying now.
Because like when
Wow.
we hear it in the movie, it's not the main dialogue. You hear it's said in the background in passing. So they're not like drawing attention to it as the main dialogue in the movie. They write a note to be like, this guy said this
Okay.
and it means this joke.
Interesting.
Um
Huh.
So yes, there are reasons.
I like my jokes explained to me. That makes it a lot funnier.
Well, I mean, it'd be like a Japanese joke
I
here,
understand.
and if they just flat out said it, you'd be like, "What the hell does that mean?" And then you'd read it, and you'd go, "What the hell does that mean?"
This on TikTok, so like a Chinese woman came up and she was like,
The
this is
FU
what
lady?
no, it was like more like, this is what they call like unmarried women over 30 in China. And it's like,
yes.
like last orange in the
Yes,
basket or
yes.
something. And like,
It's like that guy. What is he? I want to say, I don't remember if it's German or not. Whatever it is, he's talking about how they have a saying about the raisin at the end of the hot dog, and the guy's
What?
like, "Why?"
There are no
So it's
raisins.
being explained again. I don't remember if he's German or whatever, but he
I
goes,
think it is in.
Oh,
"You've heard the phrase
The
the raisin at the
Frankfurter.
end of the hot dog," and the other guy, it's him playing two roles, but the guy who doesn't know it is like, "I've never heard of that. What does that mean?" He's like, "Oh yeah, it's like saying saving the best thing for last." And he's like, "You know how there's that little thing at the end of the hot dog?" And the guy's like, "Well, yeah, but is that the best part?"
anus?
And the guy goes, "No, it's not the best part."
The anus.
So basically,
Oh,
he's
so a
saying,
new saying would kind of be like, it's the end credit scene of The Mandalorian. season 2.
exactly. So then at the end, it'd be like, "So is there an end credit scene?" And the guy go, "No, there's not."
No, there's not.
That's great. Full circle,
is there a
baby.
raisin at the end of the hot dog? No.
But yeah, no, this woman in China said like men over 30 there's a certain like term for them and it translates to like golden bachelor or something.
Yeah.
And then like women, they've got like 3 or 4 terms. And the only one I can remember off the top of my head, none of them are flattering, is like last orange in the basket
Yeah.
or something. And it's like that's how, so you're imagining like
Dried up old biddy.
old grandmothers like yelling at their granddaughters, like calling them like, like the last
But
orange
it's
in the
the
basket.
sweetest.
Jesus.
It reminds me. It's
You tap into that, it's the sweetest.
It's like what happened to my sister on TikTok. By the way, I'll tell you my sister's TikTok name. She's trying to build a career on social media. I guess it runs in the family to start websites or social media fine. She's got 17,000 followers. She's gained over 10,000 in like a
Wow.
week and a half. Good for her.
No, I
it
thought
is-
this was her side hustle.
It is
Okay.
for now.
That's
Kiki
how it
May
works, Kirby.
Trying to
Side
make it her
hustle
front
becomes-
hustle.
yeah.
Come on.
Her all right, so her TikTok is very political and feminist. I'm just letting you know. So if that's your thing, you can follow her at KIKIMAY612. Follow her there.
Ooh,
But
she's
she
gonna
got
get 10 more 10 more
she
subscribers.
got called something in her comments that she never heard of. And it was offensive. It's by incels here now. Or it was like basically it meant like a woman who didn't have children and is close to 40 and now they have no value at all anymore. It's just like this woman serves no purpose anymore because she never had a kid and she's too old to have kids now. Whatever the term was, I forget, but derogatory term. She first started seeing it in her comments and she's like, "What does this mean?"
Yeah,
She looked it up
exactly.
and she's like, "Oh my God."
Yeah, why does the term even exist? Like,
Yeah.
why? Like, of course.
Speaking of women who are over 40s and still thriving and having a great time, the women of soap operas, Mom Brain. I sent this story to Mom Brain as soon as I published it because I knew she would be excited. Shigeru Miyamoto has a new interest, everybody, and it is soap operas. By the way, when I was a
picture you
child,
used is good.
thank you. I made that.
I know
picture.
you did.
By the
Where
way,
are you going to find that picture?
Yeah, right. That's actually not him. Speaking of soap operas, when I was a child, I thought the term was soap operas
Oh man,
That is
would've been
because I heard them
lovely.
so closely said together that I thought it was soap operas.
Like a
soap
lot
opera.
of kids think LMNOP is one letter.
Oh.
Like when I was a kid in Star Wars,
They
I
always
thought
go
it
together.
was lifesavers.
Oh yeah. Or
Yeah, I
nunchucks.
did too. I didn't know what a saber
No,
was.
I never thought nunchucks. That's just stupid. No, I thought nunchucks definitely. Ninja Gaiden and not Ninja Gaiden.
Oh yeah.
Still a hard habit to break. But anyway, Shigeru Miyamoto, we know, has many hobbies, and usually those
Mario, and
hobbies,
not Mario.
usually those hobbies get turned into a game or a game idea somewhere. So look out for Miyamoto's new passion, soap operas. In Japan, they are known as oh crap. I gotta read. I don't remember what the term was. Morning dramas. So they have traditional soap operas in Japan, but for those who are looking for a little snippet, in the mornings they have morning dramas. They're 15-minute soap operas that continue from day to day.
What a great way to start your
You
day.
like watch them while you're eating your breakfast or getting ready for work, and then you go off to work. So he's been watching these 15-minute stories. Again, they're all connected. It's the same thing as a soap opera, just shorter. And they have regular length soap operas there as well. But Miyamoto's been really into them. He says, Quote, at Nintendo, I have the joke title of NHK Morning Drama Critic. NHK is a network there. I check morning dramas every day and provide various critiques. Sometimes I'll praise them as being fantastic, and other times I'll point out their shortcomings. Gradually, I've become more outspoken, and even my wife has told me, I don't want to hear it. Go talk about it somewhere else. And then he laughs. Miyamoto laughs. Over the past 10 or 20 years of doing this, I've developed an interest in creating dramas. I find that morning dramas often have lively dialogue. Directors who emphasize ad-libs tend to create more engaging content overall. When a director or a cinematographer is on set and says, okay, that's a wrap, I often think, I can't believe they approved this line. I realize that lively conversations are crucial in creating dramas. So there you go. Miyamoto, big soap opera fan, influencing him in ways, I'm sure. But I just love that he talks to his wife, and his wife's like, shut up, go to work. So he goes to work, and he talks to people at work
Please
about
stop talking
soap
about
operas.
morning dramas.
How great is that? If I ever am lucky
I'm
enough
trying to sleep.
to get a chance to interview Miyamoto again, I am 100% bringing this stuff, without a doubt.
I would say I'd like you to consider The Young and the Restless as one of your.
Say it to him, or is this to the audience?
To him. I'd
Oh,
be
yeah.
like, look, I hear you're into.
If you're looking for an import. Your friend is into an import soap opera
Turkish
right
soap
now.
operas.
My cousin's wife, whatever you call that, is into a Korean soap operas. I don't know what the family terms are for anything. So what do you call a cousin's wife?
Probably should be a cousin-in-law, no?
Sure. I don't know. Let's make up another term. Nobody knows.
Why
No,
does
I'm
he
not
get
mad
so
at you.
upset about this?
I'm not mad at
You
you
just
guys
say
because
cousin.
nobody knows. There's no rules.
I mean, but at this point, she's been around almost your
I mean,
whole
you
life.
just
At
say
this
your
point, you could just
cousin.
say cousin.
just say my cousin and
Yeah.
mean my cousin's wife.
Well, I
why
mean, but
not?
she's your cousin.
She's
I
not
mean,
my
she's still
cousin. She's not a
family.
cousin by blood.
She's your
Cousins
cousin
can't
by
get
law.
married.
Yeah.
It's
So
illegal.
Cousin-in-law, then I guess.
yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. I get mad because nobody knows. I don't know. And I tried to look things up, and nobody has a straight answer. So I don't know. What
But
you call
then,
it.
a term like shmup comes up, and he'll be like, I know exactly what shmup means, and then defend it to the hilt.
It's funny because I
It's
was
a
just thinking about
portmanteau.
that this week. I was thinking about shmup because I wrote it again, and I was like, I'll never forget that conversation where they got so angry at me.
It's a dumb name. I know you didn't make it up, but it's just
I don't care if you think it's a dumb name. I got crap for using it, and I was told nobody uses it. If you think it's
Well,
dumb, that's fine.
It's a
Okay.
bullet hell.
All right, cool. Then it's
No, that's
fine.
not. Bullet hells are a subset of shmups overall.
It's a shmup hell.
It's a shoot 'em up or a shmup.
See how calm he is describing this, and we just asked about a cousin, and he like flips his stuff.
I'm not mad at you guys. I'm mad. I'm frustrated that it's
Well,
all this
that's the
family
system.
stuff is
It's
so
just
hard.
the fact that you're so upset over it.
Well, because family is something we all talk about, yet we don't know this. Like,
but you're just so calm describing shmups and bullet hells and all this stuff that like is also kind of innocuous, like
oh, it's all innocuous. But we're talking about something that we interact with every day versus something that's very niche. Like all of us here have family and cousins, and they're married to people, but we don't know what they're called. It's like crazy to me.
For a really long time, I would really only consider the like people immediately next door to the house that I was living in, or like across the street, to be my neighbors. And I had if I talked about anybody else in the neighborhood, I'd be like, oh, the neighbor like 3 houses down. I'd always have to like tag that on there. But you could just say my
Hi,
neighbor.
Guy Bones.
Agreed.
Like I've realized,
unless it's
agree.
next door neighbor works.
Yeah.
I think.
right?
And I think if
still
they
think
live in your
cousin.
neighborhood,
I think
they're a
cousin is a
neighbor.
fine thing to
Yeah.
say.
Agree.
Yeah.
If anybody asks for more details, then sure,
Do
go
you know
ahead
what?
and go into more.
I just want to get back on this real quick before the comment goes away. Did you see Guy Bones said, Mom Brain, you talking to Miyamoto, you say, Miyamoto, let me introduce you to Dark Shadows.
Of course I would. If
And
I
Star Fox is a soap opera. Yes, you're right. It's space soap opera. Who said
His
that?
next
Who said
game is
that?
going to be Super
Roth.
Barnabas
Thank you,
Brothers.
Ross. Yes. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
in my own like, lexicon, I would say if I liked the cousin's significant other, I would call them my cousin, and if I didn't,
That
I
one.
would call them my cousin's
That one.
significant other.
Red
Do you-
Souza has the right answer.
Do
They
you
say
refer to like an aunt or uncle's spouse as my aunt or uncle's husband or wife?
Actually, in Raw Meat's family, they call them by first names.
Yeah, I was gonna say we call everybody first name. Red Souza says all of us are related to each other if you go far back enough. So that's true. They're all family.
That's
it's just
beautiful.
family.
I just saw an article about a guy
Family.
who
Family.
had donated to a sperm bank so many times that they were like, stop. And I thought, what? The implications of that are
can't.
like huge.
Sir, you're giving
It's
out
actually-
dust clouds.
really
You have to
bad.
stop.
right? Like that's
There's
We
also
can't
the
work with
whole-
this stuff.
There's also stories of the doctors who were
forget
running
it.
that
That's
stuff.
horrific.
Yeah,
Some of that business is awful.
yeah, but they're
Clear the room.
we'll talk another time.
Wasn't there a documentary on Netflix about or is that what you were talking
I think
about?
there's one. I listened to a podcast.
Oh, okay.
Like
Like the doctor was like secretly inseminating all.
It was called Dr. Feelgood.
But there was
Ooh.
I don't know. We'll talk more about it later. on,
Currybo says, love Hotel Simulator, the game. That would be Miyamoto's soap opera.
but-
That's
Ooh, I
a
like
great
that
one.
peripheral.
Oh, there you go. Guys, as we've said many times over the years, once Nintendo puts out a system, they begin work on their next system. But now we are getting to the time where Nintendo is openly talking about the next system. They have a job listing
Switch is gonna
for
last
what was
forever.
this for? For Nintendo European Research and Development, their subsidiary, and they're looking for a game tech R&D engineer scientist. Also, yes, Nintendo did this on purpose. Nintendo European Research and Development, or short, NERD. That's the division. They have a job listing, and it says this: the goal will be to aim for and go beyond state-of-the-art solutions in these fields, targeting current and next generation Nintendo platforms. It will be necessary to collaborate with game developers to bring new technologies to the market. So Nintendo seems to be interested in new technology for their next gen system.
There's that bad word that you hate, though. The N word, next gen.
I hate next gen.
Yeah, you don't, or I guess you just don't like it when the term is used too loosely, I suppose.
I don't like it when next gen is out. Like,
Oh, but then
we
yeah,
shouldn't
then
be calling
becomes current
PS5
gen.
next gen now because
Oh, I
it's
got
gen.
you.
It's current gen.
It's gen.
It's just
would you
gen,
call would you call Switch last gen? Or I guess it would be current gen because it's the current
It'd be
Nintendo
current
system.
gen for Switch. I could see if you're just going from a technology standpoint, it would be last gen. I'd say it's arguably less than less gen because it's like a Wii U. So there's an argument just from the tech side to be made there. Yes, but it is what it is. So we'll see. Yes, because a lot of people say next gen and they only think about graphics,
Right.
which is the point you were making for me. So yeah, there you go. Out in the open, a job listing. Work is continuing. We said what? The Switch has probably got 2 years, year and a half, 2 years. I don't know, people. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
I
But
don't
we are
know.
definitely in the twilight years of the Switch.
So you think whatever they come out with, they'll have Tears of the Kingdom day one for that system, probably.
It's awfully far. It's awfully late to do that. Like, Wii U and Switch were close. Like that was that same day.
You know, it would be awesome.
I
gonna
can't
just
see, like,
interrupt.
if Tears of the Kingdom is coming out in less than a month and then 2 years down the road, they put out Tears of the Kingdom day one.
I don't know.
I'm sure
man.
people would buy it, but I don't know. Doesn't seem like Nintendo would do that.
Well,
Could be wrong.
probably not because everybody has a Switch, and I'm sure the sales for Tears of the Kingdom are going to be great.
Oh, I'm sure they will. Yeah, should have the biggest launch of any Zelda game ever. Yes, Nicky Hill.
I forgot.
Okay. King Burley says nerd looking to port
Um,
Nintendo Switch Online apps to Switch 2 and the eventual Virtual Boy app only for Nintendo Switch 2 Online plus expansion pack plus bonus. Yeah, I don't think we'll ever see that, sadly. If we didn't get it on a 3DS, we're never gonna get it.
It says bring new technologies to the market. And it made me think. You remember that old PlayStation commercial where like they were like PlayStation 9 and it's like a crystal?
Yep.
And I was like, what if Nintendo does like a
Mom,
crystal
touch the
based?
crystals.
If they do a crystal based system and they're like, take that, Sony, but this, and then I was thinking, does Sony have the rights to it because they already put it in that thing? And so is that like copywriting it in a way?
Every year, every generation, we get closer to that PS9, and people always bring it up. They're like, the PS9 is coming. We're getting there. So,
But what if Nintendo beats them to it? You know?
Nintendo's
Oh,
doing their
man.
own
If
thing.
anybody's
They don't
if
care.
anybody's going to put out a system that looks like a crystal orb, it's going to be Nintendo because you'll be like, "What is this thing?" Sony's not going to do that. It'll be
No,
some
I
big,
mean
stupid box.
Sony's would be a giant monolith that you put in your backyard.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right. You're gonna have to get a whole new edition for your house, or it'll
Yeah.
have to live outside. They'll sell 2 versions, indoor or outdoor PS9.
There you go.
Nintendo is returning to Gamescom, which is really surprising because Nintendo hasn't been there in like 4 or 5 years. They just stopped doing that and started doing their own thing. Gamescom, for those who don't know, is basically the E3 for Europe. So Nintendo's returning to the show. Why? Why are they going to be at the show?
To announce Switch 2, maybe.
August 22nd to August 27th. Nintendo will be there.
They're going to be on the
Very
floor.
surprising.
They're going to be hunting to fill that role. They need somebody, so they're going to be out there looking for the people to fill that job.
Oh,
description.
so they think
Oh.
it's a job fair.
Yeah.
They don't realize that it's the game
yeah.
expedition.
We got no insight, guys. I don't know why they're going to be there. I don't know why they're making their return now. There's, of course, people
I
are
think they
like,
have a movie
Nintendo's
coming
returning. They got something big going on. It could be,
Switch
a
2.
typical Nintendo move where it's just like, we wanted to have a booth, so we have a booth. Like, that's it. So don't look at this and think this is a huge deal. It means something big is happening.
They just wanted to
It
show
could,
up
but
after Tears of the Kingdom and just bask in everyone's adulations. I bet you that's what they
maybe
just
they
gonna
were like,
be-
we'll skip E3 this year because E3's dead and we'll go to Gamescom. Who knows, people? I don't know. We'll find out in August. Currybo says Pikmin 4 and Tears of the Kingdom will be well out by the time Gamescom rolls around. Nintendo wouldn't return to Gamescom after such an absence if they didn't have something to show. Interesting. Currybo, I know it's easy to go down that rabbit hole, but don't do that. We don't know.
It's just going to be a booth with a bunch of Super Mario movie merch and Tears of the Kingdom merch.
Here's
cute little plush Lumas.
Here's your
And cute little clay
Ninjas.
Koroks.
That's what I thought he was going to say. Here's your warning now. Do not get on the hype train until we learn more information. There is no hype train right now. You can be excited about the event, but don't set yourself up to be disappointed if Nintendo just shows up and has a regular booth. We have no evidence that anything special is going on. It is just noteworthy that Nintendo is returning to the show. So don't get on the hype train yet. When the hype train officially pulls into station, I will tell you guys, and we'll all get on there together, and then we'll all be
train
disappointed.
related, didn't it?
Will
When
it
I
be
first started
basic?
talking about the train stuff, I was like, it's going to happen. I know somebody's going to say it. Did I do this? Yeah, I did. Okay. North America. What do we got? Let me tell you.
Oh, you don't even.
There's another story later, so we'll talk about it there. Omega Strikers. Omega Strikers is a free-to-play air hockey game, but imagine instead of air hockey where you're hitting the puck, you have 3 human players on each side of the table and you control them. So it's kind of like soccer and it's kind of like air hockey and it's
I played it already. It's
futuristic.
It's called ice hockey for the NES.
And
fat, skinny, or medium.
Yeah, and it is free to play, so why not give it a shot? Also, it has an anime intro done by Studio Trigger, my favorite anime studio. I knew it. I want. Give it to me. I want it.
I mean,
give
it
it
was
to
pretty
me. Neil.
blatant.
He had trains on the brain and said
Favorite.
favorite.
Trains on the brains.
Full
I
steam
love
ahead for me.
choo choo. I love the sport of hockey. It is
Hockey.
I don't watch it really. I mean, I did when I was younger. I was a big hockey fan when
Sports
I was
thing, I
younger.
tell you.
Who was your
Um,
team?
The Devils. My dad used to bring me to Devils games fairly regularly. We never stayed the whole time. Of course, we would leave halfway through the third period so that we could beat the traffic,
Beat
of
the
course.
traffic, you
And we
have
would
to.
listen to it on WFAN on our way back.
Beat the riots.
Yeah. And when we would go to the Meadowlands, and that was our like thing, like exit 16W, look for 16. Anyway, so I have fond memories tied to hockey. However, knock hockey or table hockey or even foosball, that stuff drives me effing
Is it the
bananas.
noise?
No, well, maybe.
Yeah,
The
but-
feel of the
It's the
stick
noise.
on the wood.
No, it's
Particle
just
board?
it's impossible for me to win. I could never. I'm not fast enough for any of it.
This is your anime origin story. This is how the hero starts out thinking they suck, and then they learn as they go on and they become the best.
There's just something about it that I like. I never, ever, ever want to play any of those games ever
Do you
because
ever
I feel
see
like
the
there's no
game-
way to get good at
Do you
it.
ever see the game
Don't
where
use
like
absolutes.
there's a like it's almost like knock hockey, but there's a thing in the middle that only has one hole, and you have a rubber band, and you have to like shoot your things.
That would be maddening
side.
too. Like
I don't know. I
like
feel like
golf.
you might have fun with that.
I think about like there are infinite number of ways this could go wrong, and only one way it can go right. Not for me, thank
so
you.
stick and ballish things you're not for. Baseball?
Well, I played softball for a few
So
years.
if it
Ask my
rolls on the
parents how that
ground,
went.
you're not about it.
No, it's not even that. It's just the tabletop version, and it's the fact that
Well,
like
golf isn't
Did you
tabletop.
play field hockey?
no. Mm-mm.
Why?
Well, I would have enjoyed field hockey, but I
Did
was
you know that
I was a varsity shot putter. Thank
I
you.
don't know if it's New Jersey or like the New York metro area has a women's ice hockey team,
Mhm.
Man,
and they
women are really doing it.
they
Mhm.
play out of the American Dream. Mall.
Oh, that'd be fun. No,
The-
it's
the
not
Riveters
the
or
sport of
something.
hockey. I like, and I liked to play like hockey and gym. Floor hockey. That was great. It's the tabletop.
What
How
were
do
your
you
thoughts
even
on
pay
Crossfire?
attention? Never played it. Maybe once I played it.
Nobody's played that for real. You
Yeah.
just pull the trigger a
Sorry,
whole bunch,
I
and you're
just-
like,
Not
I lost half the ball bearings.
There's not
The
much
game's over."
strategy to Crossfire.
It's all ball
Um,
bearings these
So
days.
Omega Strikers is free to play, as I said. 44 minutes in Nightmare. Sounds like Nicky Hill on the toilet. Am I right, guys?
Hey!
Oh.
Glad to be
Uh,
back.
You only get 7 minutes in heaven.
Alicia Griffith, Lakeside Murder Collector's Edition. Amaze, Animal Shelter Simulator, Arcade Archives Cosmo Gang, The Video, Ash of Gods, The Way, Bramble, The Mountain King, which I'll be talking about later, Carbage or Carbage,
I
Chernobyl
think
Origins,
it's garbage. No.
CMSR, Color Pals, Contraptions 2, Convenience Stories. I like
is
what they did there.
CMSR. Is
Look
that
it
like
up. No clue.
is that
none
like that
whatsoever.
audio thing? Like
JNHNBR.
What is that?
I said, JRHNBR. I say it to you all the time. You don't know it. You have heard it.
Oh.
JRHNBR. They
my-
play it on the H3 podcast, but I knew it before that. It is something that Jesse the Body Ventura said. JRHNBR. Just the right height. No bucket required. That's what it is.
Oh,
It's talking about him, let's say, enjoying a horse. I'm not saying he actually did it, but hey, I'm just giving you the origins of where it comes from.
oh my goodness.
JRHNBR. Look it up, people. Well, don't look it up. What do we got? Cyber Neon
NSFW.
Bundle.
I mean, I like abbreviations, but that's a strange. I don't think I'd need to abbreviate it because I don't think I'd be using it very often.
NBHNC.
I was just about to say that. That
That
was
was a time to be alive. Dor-
awful.
Dig Deep. Dormitory Love.
And that, you know what? I think I got rid of that shirt because it'd fit you now.
Drop System Breach. Yeah, but the guy behind that site, not surprisingly, turned out to be a jerk, so I would not wear it.
Mm.
Fortress Building Puzzle Galaxy Cube Tower Simulator Game. Fortress S. Franbo. Gematomb. Halftime Heroes. Inversity or Inversity. Idora. Loud, My Road to Fame. Magic Pen Tracing Book. Mercenaries Lament.
Beep, beep.
Requiem of the Silver Wolf. Manabo, A Walk Through Life. Mugen Souls.
Phenomena.
Nacho Kato. Namriel Legends Iron Lord. Ninja Smasher. Nuclear Blaze. Nuclear Blaze is a new game from the guys who made I see it. It's a game that's like Castlevania, but it's not. It's very popular. Dead Cells.
Bloodstain.
Dead Cells. Piano for Kids. P-Cross
That shouldn't.
S9.
Those shouldn't go together. Piano and children. No, thank you.
Plague Universe. Road Builder. Roomy Romance.
Ew.
Ooh. Ship Graveyard Simulator. By the way, the people behind Ship Graveyard Simulator really, really, really want me to review that game. They keep asking me to do it. Spookware. Spooky Spirit Shooting Gallery. Story of Abandoned School Silent Escape Horror. Strayed Lights, which I will also be talking about later. Super Alloy Ranger, which I will also be talking about later. Super Dungeon Maker. Super Geisha Neon. Super Trunko Go. Terraflame. The Companion. The Creepy Syndrome, The X-Crawlers, The Mortuary Assistant, Tozuiha Knight, Dracula's Revenge, Varney Lake,
Know what I mean? Huh?
Velocity Noodle, Waves Running Simulators, Surfing Hyper Runner Casual 3D Games, Weeping Willow, a detective visual novel, and finally, Your Future. Comment from Autumnal Blake, 9 flat P crosses and no 3D. It's very true. Very true. Yes, Jupiter continues their P cross legacy with P cross S9. Very popular franchise for them, and they are fun. And now I believe they have cooperative P cross puzzles. You can P cross with your pals. Josh,
You can P-cross with your peepaw.
you sure can.
Yes, I really did.
Oh, good for you, Josh. Big P cross fan.
Sorry, I wasn't
That's what I
listening.
thought. Anyway, Josh,
Call of
please.
Duty, bro.
Josh, we need you to do for the real person, the real boy.
Oh, finally.
I'm here to grace you with
Oh,
my what are the
man.
next European masterpieces. Let's find out with Nicky's sweet releases.
I'm feeling real nervous, real rusty. These are the European games that are coming out on the eShop on the Nintendo Switch the week of April 27th, the year of our Lord 2023.
Can't even believe we're hearing the real
man.
words out of the real boy. Dude, you did a great job.
I know,
But I think you'll agree there's nothing like a Nicky Hill Sweet release.
He spoke his name and he arrived.
He finally did.
44 minutes in Nightmare. After Homage.
He's back, baby. He's back.
What did you say about fromage?
The name of the game is After
After
Image.
Image.
Oh, okay.
Aliens, Fireteam Elite.
That is a cloud version.
Okay. Arcade Archives Galaga 88, the year of our Lord 88. Ash of Gods, The Way. Back to Childhood, Classic Games Collection. What's in that one?
I would say something, but it would be offensive nowadays. But it was a game that was played back in the day.
Okay.
It's a smear game.
Oh,
There you
smear
go.
the rhymes with smear.
Oh, I could have said that, yeah.
We had a different name. We called it Spud. So, you know,
None of the names actually tell you what
exactly
the game
Am I?
is the game? What
better
is the-
than you.
Is it
You throw a
not
ball up
It
dodgeball?
in
was
the
wall
air.
ball. Oh,
Oh,
wait.
for-
I thought it was
So
wall
for
ball.
us, Spud was you threw a ball up in the air, and for as long as it took for you to catch it, everybody could run. And then once you caught it, you yelled Spud. And then I think you could take.
Then you crapped out a potato.
Then I think you could take 4 steps.
Why is that?
S-P-U-D,
That's what I was thinking too.
at someone. You shoot it at someone.
Oh my God, he julienned it.
Are those shoestring friends? And then you could peg somebody with the ball.
That probably makes more sense than wall ball because you're hitting someone with the ball in your game. Wall
Right.
ball, you're not.
So we called it Spud.
Spud, I like that better. So Spud's in there.
My
Nicky
Spud was
Hill.
always all gratin.
But your game
little
is the
cheesy.
same as Spud, or
The game she described is not what I.
Well, wall ball is where you throw a ball against the wall.
Yes.
oh, so you're talking about wall ball, but it has
Yes.
a bad name,
Yes.
and you're talking about Spud. We didn't,
Which also
do
we
either of
heard had
those,
a
I
bad
don't think,
name.
Kirby, in our
We also did the game where you roll the ball at the bowling pins, and we called that Indian Club Dodgeball.
Good Lord, we call it a greatest American hero.
Listen, both
that's so
your name is
interesting.
way better.
Why
but
didn't
I don't know
anybody
why we
call
called
it
we
bowling?
didn't have either of those.
I don't know why we didn't call it Indian or why we called it Indian Club Dodgeball.
we had a really bad one when the teachers got bored. I don't think what did they call it? Murder ball. I think
Oh,
it was
yeah.
called murder ball, and
Oh,
they
yeah.
just sat in the at the 50 at the half court line,
Mhm.
and the kids just run in a circle, and they just whip balls at the kids.
Wow.
And the kid, if the kid throws
If
you
the kids
back
told
the
their
ball,
parent,
right? Exactly. I don't
They
know
were
how.
out.
I don't know how that flew for so many years, but I guess it was the late '80s, early '90s. But like if you got the ball and gave it back to the gym teacher, they couldn't throw it at you that one round. So like
Oh.
you were always trying. So you're like pushing kids out of the way, trying to get the
It
ball.
was life and death.
It was a way to like
Win the love of the gym teacher.
But it was so hard because they had people that they wanted to pick out and
Oh,
hit,
yeah.
and they hit really
Gym
hard.
teachers
and, like,
definitely got favorites.
it was just funny that like they had a way. There was a rule written in that made kids turn against each other and forget that they were being at a firing
Make them
squad.
forget that
Basically,
they have all the power. It's one person against the whole class, and the class is running scared.
exactly.
Sorry, Nicky Hill.
No, that just blows my mind. That whole thing. That's interesting.
Yeah.
All right, now
Sometimes
that we've
we-
all
we
Bramble,
just-
the mountain.
I'm on the
King.
other side of that, and I just gotta tell you that we'd probably be better teachers overall if we played that like quarterly and just got out our
Just
frustrations.
get a little frustration out.
Sorry, go ahead. Nicky.
Bramble, the mountain king.
Mhm. Bramble.
I don't get it.
It's like
ASMR.
Oh, okay.
It's
Contraptions
4
2.
letters. What don't you get?
Convenience stories. I wonder if that takes place in convenience stores.
It has to,
Right.
right?
I'd hope so. Cyber Neon Bundle.
Hmm.
Desta, the memories between.
That's from the Monument Valley developers.
Ooh, MVAL.
Oh, okay.
Never played my MVAL.
Kirby has.
I played both of them.
Mhm.
Dobby X Escape. Dobby's Escape. Pirate Adventure. Doracone. Doracone. I don't know.
Your guess is as good as mine.
Droid Trivia. Hey, Josh, that one's for you, buddy.
I'm a hardcore gamer.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Drop. System Breach.
I had a system breach when I dropped.
Oh,
Also called Spud.
Also called Spud.
Fairy Fencer F. That came out right, actually. It
Yes,
sounds
you
wrong.
said it
Fairy
right.
Fencer F. Refrain Chord. Okay. You called this one Gemma Tomb.
Yes.
I'd like to call it
Gematombe.
Gembatombe. Dicks out for Gembatombe.
That's great.
Gotta Go Fast. That
Gotta
I
Go
feel like
Fast.
shouldn't be the name
Gotta
of the
go
game.
real fast.
Is that's not copyright infringement, huh?
Nope.
Gotta Go Fast Racing Collection. Magical Drop 6.
Finally, a new magical drop game. Yeah, I was surprised that they announced this.
I didn't even know there was a series.
It's a fun puzzle series. Yeah.
Mangvania. You gonna play that new Mangvania, man?
That's like George Lopez's new Castlevania game.
I
I love her for life,
Mangvania.
man.
Mercenaries Lament,
So you want mine?
Requiem of the Silver Wolf, Microids, Indie Bundle, Muggin Souls. That sounds inappropriate to me too.
Yeah, well, when you
Neko-
pronounce it like that.
Mean muggin.
Muggin. How do I pronounce Muggin?
Mugen.
Oh, is it? Mugen.
Mhm.
Well, they should put an umlaut or something. Help you out. You sure it's not just like hooligans?
Yes, I'm positive.
Okay.
Cool Mujins.
Hooligans chasing down people and taking their souls. Neko Rescue Tale. Ninja Smasher, full of ninjas, right?
I gotta play to
Those
find
little
out.
star
This is so
characters.
much easier following along. I bet you if you don't follow along, it's like you don't know what's real and what's not. It's like a dream.
That's correct.
It's
Omega,
all real.
Omega Strikers. P-Cross S9. I thought that was 59. P-Cross
59.
S9.
They'll get to
dudes.
59, not yet though.
Pixel Game Maker Series. Ninja Otadama R.
It's called Ninja.
Road Builder. Roomy Romance. Woo! Ship Graveyard Simulator.
I'll take the Graveyard Simulator.
Skinny and Franco Fists of Violence. I kind of want to see what that's about. Smile for Me. That just no.
problematic.
Very.
Spooky Spirit Shooting Game.
Nope.
Strayed
I'm sorry. What was that?
Gallery
There you go.
game. It's a game though, so I'm still right.
It's true. It is a game.
I'm just trying to get through it, guys.
It was funny how you moved on really quickly.
Strayed Lights. Did I get that one right? Super Alloy Ranger. Super Trunko Go.
That does have elephants.
the Creepy Syndrome, the X Crawlers, and last but not least, maybe, I don't know,
Creepy
Velocity
X-Crawlers.
Noodle.
Great job. Is there a comment?
There's a comment from Karibo. Karibo says, can't splurge on anything on Switch this week. Getting Jedi Survivor on Xbox and Tears of the Kingdom in 2 weeks.
I'd say that's money well spent. I'd say there's games in there worth your money, but I
You got to
understand.
save up extra now, right, for Tears of the Kingdom.
Thank you, Nicky Hill. It was nice to
$10
have you
extra.
back.
I appreciate.
Very quickly, if you have Switch Online, as we said last time,
are a real hero.
Star Wars, whatever it was the free trial. But now there's a new free trial. Well, not yet. Soon. May 1st to May 7th. If you have the Switch Online service, you get a new free game trial, Cadence of Hyrule. I've played it and loved it. Do played it. I believe you really enjoyed it.
I loved it.
So there's two
What's the thing they just announced?
approvals for you.
Cadence
the
of
indie
Hyrule.
thing.
They're letting you have the whole game, huh?
Play the whole game start to finish
Man,
for
You
free
can beat
for a
that
week.
in like 2 days.
yeah,
It's
couple
great.
days.
Great fun. If you like music,
And you don't need
And
to.
you want to
can-
hear it.
There's the music. You can turn the music gameplay
Yeah,
aspect off. So.
I don't recommend that. It's not fun without the. I'm glad it's there for those.
Well, if you're
lubes
a
out
Zelda
there,
fan
but
who hates music games,
The game
you can still play this.
It's not fun.
it was.
But
You
part of
can.
it
You
is
can. I
playing
can't
on
argue
the
with
beat,
that. I'm
right?
not trying to be a devil's
Doesn't that help
advocate.
you
It's-
like
The
battle
game
things
is built
too?
to play on the beat, but it has a specific
amazing
option
on the
to
beat.
that you
amazing
don't have
on
to
the
play with the beat at all. You don't have to play to the music at all. You just move around and hit
and
things.
then it's not fun at all.
So it's just a dungeon crawler at that or whatever, I guess. Right.
Yeah, it's the same thing, just not to the
Just
beat of the
regular.
music.
But that same group, that same company, just announced in an indie direct, right? The a Cadence game
They're
that's
doing
not.
another one.
Not
right?
Cadence. It's another Necro Dancer, but I forget what it's called.
But
Yes,
it's like,
I'm very
and it's
excited.
also like almost Guitar Hero-y.
It's Guitar Hero with Rhythm Heaven.
Yeah.
Mix of
Yeah,
those
the
two.
Rhythm
Very
Heaven,
excited.
The Rhythm Heaven stuff I liked to see. The Guitar Hero stuff is just too intimidating for me. And maybe that was on like super hard crazy mode. I'll take the hard crazy mode. But
No, you won't.
No, I won't. I'll take the easy mode and say I finished it and then be proud.
Well,
until
those games
somebody
all
tells me
have
how
Multiple difficulty options to make it what you
Accessible.
want it to be. Yeah. Also, with this Cadence of Hyrule, from May 1st to May 14th, if you're Switch Online, you get 50% off the DLC for Cadence of Hyrule. So that's a great deal as well. I suggest if you have not played that, you should play it.
Yeah, you really should play it. It's a lot of fun.
And then finally,
It's free.
we got the full reveal of what was teased. Lego and Nintendo are teaming up once again for Donkey Kong
Reveal
sets.
it to me.
We have Donkey Kong's Treehouse expansion set, which could be yours for $60. Build a colorful jungle level and role play stories with the Lego Super Mario and Donkey Kong in Donkey Kong's Treehouse. The Treehouse is packed with authentic details to delight Donkey Kong fans, including a buildable TV, radio, and secret compartment.
He's even got a hammock. Look at that.
Yeah, he's living large. Whatever, that's good enough.
Congratulations. Peace and love to the children out there, but not my Legos.
I'm gonna have to dig into that. What do you mean?
Oh, I like the traditional Legos. I don't like the big block like kiddie level Legos.
well,
you know
everything
what I mean?
about this is
Well, they-
small except for the
Aren't those
characters.
Yeah, they're
Duplos?
all the regular Legos.
Yeah,
But yeah, that kind of takes me. out. It's
Doing
like-
it with Duplo.
These are- yeah,
or
these are not
Playmobil.
Duplo,
I
it's
think
regular
Playmobil
sized
makes
Lego.
bigger ones.
Diddy Kong's Minecart Ride expansion set. By the way, all this comes out August 1st. This is $110. Minecart to ride around the track, flip the snaggles out of the way, fix the broken section of the track, defeat the mole miner, that sounds racist, and explode the rock to reveal a bunch of bananas to eat, in parentheses. Eat. Or
Allows the
gift
mole
to
miner.
Funky Kong or Diddy Kong. Buy balloons from the airplane shop and fly the plane to earn more digital coins. So what do you get here? You get Donkey, you get Funky, you get Diddy, you get a Snaggle, you get a Mole Miner. You get a lot in here, guys. Dixie Kong's Jungle Jam expansion set is $27. Features Dixie Kong and Squawks the parrot, one of my favorites. He doesn't cough up the coconuts, though. You can't have him do that. Buildable stage, jungle scenery, and yes, She does bring her electric guitar with her. It is included. Not as we don't get Diddy with the
boombox?
boombox. No, we get Dixie with her electric, modest electric guitar playing. We also only for $11. If you just want a little taste of Donkey Kong related content, you can get the Rambi the Rhino expansion set. It gets you Rambi, the rhinoceros. Rambi walks, charges into the included stackable rock elements, and makes other movements, sound effects, and more. So you get Rambi in that and some blocks.
So what
There you go.
is this like because of the movie, like Donkey Kong's involvement in the movie?
No, I think
No,
it's just
it's
children
just-
buy.
But
It's
how
all-
many children know Donkey Kong? That's the thing.
Also,
Like, I
why
went to the
wasn't
movie-
Funky Kong
I
in the movie?
was at the movie last night with
You
a bunch
think
of
they are selling these sets to kids?
well,
It's all the
but again,
dorks
like
buying 'em.
what Deux said,
Lego
like,
adults.
not my Lego set
Dorcuses.
because it is geared to kids.
What
I
do you
think.
mean?
But there's plenty
Lego
who it
and
is
licensed
their
properties
sets-
go hand in hand for decades.
I
What do you
just-
mean you don't know? There's so many examples. Everything. Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, Ninja Turtles.
Never heard
Yeah,
of them.
okay,
Any of them.
Everything Disney.
okay, okay,
Marvel.
all right, okay.
Harry Potter, probably.
Harry Potter.
Look at all of those sets,
yes.
and now look at these sets.
What are you saying?
These
Yeah.
these are very different experiences than those. Other
These
sets.
are not like
those are models
set
and stuff like
pieces.
that.
These
Like,
are
you
play
build those
sets.
things.
Yes.
These are play sets that
Yeah.
that like gamify Lego in a
That is
different way.
correct. Yes.
But the whole thing that I'm just saying is that, like, I don't know, kids, like the younger, these are for ages 7 and up. Kids don't really know Donkey Kong that much outside of Kart and Smash. Like, I know there's
The two biggest franchises Nintendo has. Yeah.
right, but
Kart.
but it's
is,
only
not
Donkey
Smash.
Kong. The other thing that Donkey Kong is part of, but none of the other franchises are part of, is the Mario movie. I don't know. It's
I'm
just-
sure it was timed to
like
come out
what I was
around
saying,
the Mario movie. Sure.
what I was saying with the music, yeah, but now like the Donkey Kong element in the amusement parks and stuff like that. It's just weird. I don't know. It's an
So I
interesting
just want
thing.
to. I just want to ask this. What are you saying? Because I have no idea.
I don't know.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
No,
Well,
I'm
I
ju-
want
I'm
to know what
just-
the
it's
point
interesting.
was.
It's just interesting to me that like this is what they're pushing.
What would you think would make more sense for them to do next?
Maybe make more games or like highlight the games more so that kids are playing those and they know who the heck
Who,
Donkey
Lego?
Kong, Nintendo is making these decisions too. They're pushing this stuff. Like they're not.
Yeah, but what you want
Bystanders.
Nintendo to make more Donkey Kong games?
We
I mean, I do too,
We don't
but-
see a whole lot of them. I feel like Donkey Kong is a part of all the other Mario
Yes.
kind of like the
We don't-
big.
We don't get
franchise
Donkey Kong
groups.
related games as often as we get Mario
But like
games.
so like when I was saying the music in the movie, all those different like motifs and everything, and when they go to the Kong country, they were playing very specific Donkey Kong country music.
Yeah.
And the kids that I were with had no idea what that was. Like, it didn't hit the same way. And I just so like reintroducing these things to the younger generations in a way, you know what I mean? Like Tropical Freeze came out on what, 3 different platforms?
2.
Just 2?
Wii U and Switch.
Did it not come out on like, wasn't there something for like the 3DS or something like that? Didn't it come out in the,
I don't think so.
For $1.
like
I don't
maybe
think
it just
so.
came out in 2. I always exaggerate by 1 for some reason. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like it's just interesting that there's no specific game, but we're getting the Donkey Kong stuff.
Wii U
like
and Switch.
like they did Sonic. They did a Sonic release that was not the same big blocky character.
I
where,
heard
like,
it
you
went real
actually-
fast.
Oh.
Oh, it's sold.
Well, they just announced all those Sonic Legos
Yeah,
and
new
nothing
ones.
Sonic's coming out. The game's out.
But they don't make that like a game thing with like a counter and all that other stuff, right?
Nintendo's the only one. Yeah. Nintendo
Yeah.
and Lego are the only ones that Nintendo, because Nintendo does what they always do. They say, we don't want to just do the thing that you
Right.
always do. We want to do something special.
Although, does this Donkey Kong, the These characters don't have counters or anything. This isn't a.
They
These are play
interact
sets.
with Mario and all the other ones.
They do.
Yeah.
Because Mario has a counter.
They
I
play
don't see
special
where-
jingles and everything. Yeah, they all interact with
or Mario
each other.
interacts with them, but they don't interact with Mario. Because Mario's got the sensors.
I don't know. I would have to look
You know what I mean?
Yes, but I don't know what exactly they do.
Yeah.
But
I
they
love
do
how-
have interactions with it. Yeah.
Okay.
I love how Mario is like a ghost on the box because
That's what I
they
was
don't want you to
just looking
think
at, right?
that he comes with.
Yeah. Mario not include. Mario did. So there you go. So August 1st for all of that. So you have to spend like $250 to get it all. Tendonin says expand your starter course. Expansion set. He. They actually said it. Looking forward to Super Nintendo World Expansion 2. There you go. We'll see what happens. There's much more down the line. But that's our top stories for today. On Brain, what have you been playing?
Merge Mansion.
How's it going?
Great.
Mansion's not in better shape yet.
No.
Wow. So much work
Also,
to do there.
I didn't play, but I did get some minifigs. I guess they're considered for Bee Swarm Simulator.
Pulled 2 mythics.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting.
Mythic bees.
Yeah. So Bee Swarm Simulator is a Roblox game, and it's very popular in the 3rd grade circles. And so what would I do? You know, they start bringing them to school, and I'm using them in math to make like 3D shapes because they're like, you know, rectangular prism bees, right? And so we've been working on making them and whatnot, and there's bee toys you can buy. And so, you know, I'm an adult with adult money. So I was like, I'm buying myself some Bee Swarm Simulator bees. So I ordered 2 sets.
Your toys are official. I
Yes,
just
of
looked.
course.
Nice.
Cool.
You could have bought them at Walmart too, by the way.
I thought I
Wow.
saw that you could get them at Walmart.
I'm looking at it right now.
So look, what I wanted was a calico tabby cat
So
bee,
look,
and I
all
didn't
of
get
our money's
one.
going into Bee Swarm Simulator.
Right? And I didn't get it, and so we used it for a social skills
That's
lesson
bee
about
money.
disappointment.
Big honey.
And so I brought them to school, and I said to the kids, you can play with them, but here are the rules for playing with my toys.
What rolls?
And at the end of the day, my student was like, I really wish I could bring these home. And I was like, well, you can't, they're mine.
Nice.
Because that's an important
Buzz off.
important rule to learn. And so they're sitting on my desk all. He was like, well, can I put them away the right way? And I was like, sure. And they all come with like a sticker, and they come in like a little honeycomb, like a little hexagon honeycomb thing with like a lid, because they're blind box. You don't know what you're getting. And this, you have to put the sticker in yourself. I'm like, you want to put the stickers in for me? You could do that part. Like, I didn't want to do that. So perfect. So it's been great.
I think you should bring them back home.
You told me you hated them.
I don't like bees.
So
But now that I know someone else is trying to ruin them,
But now that I know they're not
spend
real,
money on them.
no, nobody's ruining them.
Don't let them touch the mythics.
So they went out to recess, and so we had a discussion about
Recess, thank you.
what my rules are, because that's like a big thing I have when it's like your
a
stuff,
big thing.
a big
Thank
thing.
you. Thank you.
You get to make up the rules about if people want to touch your stuff or not. So I said, you know, my rules are you may share them with other people.
I wanted to hear about games you played. I don't want to hear about stupid kids.
And he was like, well, what if it's somebody I don't know? And I was like, do not share my toys with someone you don't know. We don't know
You sting them.
who they are or where
What's
they
up with these kids?
come from. He was like, okay, got it. Like, you just wanted to cover all the bases.
Like how seriously he's taking it.
yeah,
So
because he
just-
knows that I'm gonna be like,
So just to be clear here, everybody, Mom Brain played Merge Mansion and has never played Bee Swarm Simulator.
but I would like to,
This week could be the week.
because I think it's pretty fun. I think you get to like collect royal jelly and pollen, and
Bought the merch, never
Ooh,
played the game.
jelly.
Fake fan, they call it. Fake fan.
no, I just
Maybe
did it-
this time next week you'll be able to
I
talk
just
all
did
about
it so I could flex on the 9-year-olds. Is really why I did
now
it.
that I like.
So if you're a Bee Swarm Simulator fan, great, and if not, maybe you should try it.
Is that it?
Yes.
Kirby, what have you been playing? Bee Swarm Simulator?
I have not played Bee Swarm Simulator,
Not yet.
but yeah, not yet. But a couple of days ago, I started playing Hollow Knight for the first time.
Oh.
It it was on sale, and it's a game I've been meaning to check out for long time now. I had to look it up. The game is like almost I don't know, it's like 5 or 6 years old at this point.
Yeah, I saw it was back in the top 30 on Switch, so I figured there was some decent sale going on across all platforms.
Yeah, maybe that was it. I was just waiting for like a deep discount. But so yeah, I knew going into it that Hollow Knight has a reputation as being pretty challenging.
Bafanada.
But
That's right.
I'm enjoying it so far. I've been playing for around like 12 hours now, and it is challenging, like I expected. It's I've died plenty of times. I've gotten frustrated plenty of times, but I feel like it's so I feel like when this game came out, there were like lots of it felt like there were lots of Metroidvania type games coming out around the same time. But I don't know. This one feels, I don't know. For some reason, it feels a little more accessible than something like that. What was that other game?
Blasphemous.
Yes, I was going to say Blasphemous. This actually feels a little more like forgiving and less cryptic than that game. So Hollow Knight, it's one of those games where, like, during boss fights, you're thinking to yourself, I feel like maybe the third or fourth time around fights, you're thinking to yourself, I feel like maybe the third or fourth time around, I can probably get this, I can probably beat this boss. Like
You won't.
Oh,
I'm not you specifically, but
Royal you.
you will.
Yeah, like
Royal you.
well, it's interesting in the sense that like the bosses and enemies, like they are challenging, but like a big part of the challenge of the game comes in like these little details. Like I was kind of shocked when I realized, like, if you want to know where you are in this game, and this is for anyone who hasn't played it, so you need to track down this character who's like a cartographer. He's like, he's the guy creating the maps of all these areas. You have to find him. You have to pay him to get your map. And even then, you like when you're first starting out in the game, when you meet this guy for the first time, like you're not going to know where you are on that map.
Yeah.
You need to return to the main hub of the game, and find his wife and pay her for a special item that you have to equip. It's the game refers to it as a compass, and that's how you. It's one of those items you need to like equip into a slot, and you have like a limited number of slots throughout the game, and that will tell you where you are on the map. And it's like, I was like, wow, this game's gonna make me work for like everything, isn't it?
Yeah, I like the game a lot. I'm not fond of that mapping system though.
It's it was I can say it's a unique choice. It's not something I'm used to in like other Metroidvania games.
Yeah.
Usually, when you find a map, like that's it.
I don't know what the benefit of it is. I don't know why the developers were like, this is what we wanted to do. Like, I don't know what they see people getting out of that. Maybe they just want to add to the sense of exploration or something. I don't know, but I would say not the way I enjoy, especially with Metroidvanias, because the maps are so big and so many nooks and crannies and places you got to revisit and all that. I feel like the map is a crucial thing to get right. So I'm not going to say they got it wrong. I'm just not happy with the direction they took.
Yeah, I guess you could maybe look at it as kind of like a a way of like I don't know what I'm trying to say. Like, I guess
being realistic in this game about tiny skull creatures with a realistic mapping system.
Oh yeah, and you can't like update the map unless you're at a save point either. There's that. But yeah, it feels like, I don't know, an almost like artificial way of like making the game more challenging.
Yeah.
But I'm still enjoying it a lot, and the music's really good.
Oh yeah, excellent soundtrack. Very atmospheric. That's really heightens the whole experience without a doubt.
Yeah, and I guess this version has all the DLC.
Oh,
Silky
Or maybe it
song.
doesn't.
Wow.
I don't know if anyone
that's not out yet.
in the chat can confirm this or not.
No.
But I mean, if it does, it's a bargain. I got it for like less than $10.
Yeah, I'm going on the
What, on the
shop
Switch,
right now. to
Yeah, it's
see.
on the
eShop?
Switch.
Well, the deal is over, but the game is still $15. So
Oh, okay. Well,
worth it.
That's still pretty good.
But are the DLCs include?
no.
Oh, okay.
They'll not include.
Came out on your birthday, Dew.
Oh, so it's a Gemini.
It includes free content packs, all new quests, boss battles, and secrets. So I guess
Oh.
yes.
Okay. All right.
I checked. There you go.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. So, like I said, it's a good deal. Especially if you like Metroidvania games.
It's one of the great ones, without a doubt.
Yeah. Like we said, they made some weird choices, but
Nice.
but definitely worth playing.
Is that it?
Buffanata. Yes.
Nicky Hill,
Hi.
whatever you want.
He's here, people.
I mean, I haven't played much.
Oh, but you have. Oh, but you will.
Okay.
Sorry.
No. Okay.
Sorry.
I didn't hear anything.
What's that game? Clubhouse Games.
Sea House G's.
House G's.
Thank you.
Um,
Solitaire and 50 other games.
I think at some point I played Tetris Effect. TF.
Mm-hmm.
Tetris.
Tetris. Yes, you got it.
Did you know you can win money just for playing Tetris?
Josh, I tell you every
$5,000
week.
is on the line tonight in Tetris.
I don't know if
Prime
that's still a thing.
Time. That was a really great story.
And I downloaded because I was looking through the deals. Excuse me. And
Oh,
I was like, you know what? I've been looking at this for a long time and I don't really know what it involves. And I bought Donut County.
award-winning Donut County.
Yeah, I don't know why it would win an award.
Best donuts.
I could tell you.
Because the person who gave it the award was hungry when he played it.
I mean, I liked it, but it wasn't like that involving.
Sprinkles.
It's one of those Annapurna distributed games that
Apern.
I guess was probably on cell phones first, maybe.
Hey, yes, sir. It was.
I mean, it's an experience. It's not necessarily like a game, because there's really no choices that you make other than just doing what they want you to do and just getting through it. Kind of similar to Katamari, maybe, because like you're controlling this little hole and you're eating up things, and then the hole gets bigger. But I mean, I still enjoyed it. It was a short game.
Mobile Game of the Year.
Yeah.
It's been nominated many, many times, but it won Mobile Game of the Year. Nominated for Excellence in Visual Art, Best Independent Game,
I like
Best
the art.
Soundtrack, Fan Favorite,
I don't
Best
remember the
Music,
Best
Portable
Donuts.
Game of the Year.
There
No
was a
Best
charm.
Donuts
There's a
on it,
charm
no.
to it for sure. I do
Best
like the art
Debut
style.
Game.
There
you
so
go.
yeah, there's that, and then I have completed Legend of Zelda.
Oh,
Just over
wow.
135 hours. But like, so what happened was I was
You were Link, and you do know him.
I was doing stuff, and I was like, I was kind of checking things off of my quest list, and I was looking for like one of the last memories, and I knew that it was at Hyrule.
I've
at the
heard of it.
castle.
Mhm.
So I was like walking around there,
Got a little place there.
trying to avoid guardians and such, and I was like, oh, look at that little hole. It looks like a little doorway. And so like I glided over what I now know is the moat around the castle
Mhm.
and right into the castle.
Oh.
And it cued a cutscene, and I was like, oh, I guess I'm in the castle. Now that I'm here, I
That must
might
have
as
felt
well.
so
Who's this guy?
anticlimactic.
might as well do things around the
Who's this
castle.
guy?
And I spent like 2 days in that castle. Holy moly. I haven't seen everything. I haven't seen
Oh,
everything.
I haven't seen everything.
So like I do want to go back because I never got the Master Shield and
You'll go back, and then you'll go back in Tears of the Kingdom.
oh yeah. Maybe
Did you go to the Lost Woods?
you have to.
Do you have to?
Yeah,
Yeah.
eat them.
That's where you get the sword.
Yeah, there's a story bit like
Master
halfway through.
Sword.
where
I
you
didn't
have
remember
to
if you
go
had
through.
to or not. I guess I went
wasn't
before you're
stuck
supposed
there or anything.
to.
Like I didn't have a really hard time there.
That's what it was. I went there before you are supposed to in a story, so I didn't have to go there later. That's what it was.
Oh, cool.
That woods section, I know Lost Woods has been in Zelda games before, but that one in particular, especially with the music and the way you got to get through those woods, really like that.
I
a
don't
lot.
remember
I
how
liked
you
it
got
too.
through it. I think I kind of cheated my way through it or something.
Walking through the fog and listening and all that stuff.
I don't think I did all that.
Oh, you did it.
You had to have done
You
it
100% did it.
because I can't see it being
There's-
easier if you
There's
like Googled
you
it.
cannot fly into that section. You have to go to the woods at least once and walk through the fog and do that to get to the Master Sword.
Yeah, I don't remember
true.
how I got through the fog, but I got through it. I don't remember
So you did
listening
it.
for things
Or did you?
specifically.
Well, that's how you
Well-
find your way.
I mean, maybe.
You
Wow,
played for
you
135
brute
hours.
forced it.
so-
That's impressive.
I probably did.
How many
'cause
times
it's
did
like
you reset? Like, how many times did it kick you out?
Only a few.
That's
This man's
amazing. then.
Something
It's
else.
pretty
He's
good.
the true hero.
Nice.
It's really good.
Wow.
I thought I was like,
I may have listened.
Hardcore
I may
when
have
I-
listened my way through.
forced your way through it. That's
You,
Well, because I think when
are
you look at,
lying.
I think when you look at
Just
your
kidding.
map, you can still look at your map while you're in there.
sure. It won't show you anything, but look at it.
No,
all
it'll
you
show
want.
you where you are in the wood, like in that area. And I think
Yes.
that's just like I don't know. I think that's
You're looking at the map and you're like, well, my arrow's closer. I guess I'm going the right
I gotta
way.
go this way. So I
Woo!
better
It
go-
worked.
Yeah.
Nintendo, get this guy to Nintendo. Show him. They're gonna be like, I've never seen anything like this. Hey, all that matters
get
is
this guy
you
in
made it there.
Nintendo NES.
you talked to the great Deku Tree and you got the Master Sword.
Yeah.
When you got there, could you pull? Oh, I guess you could pull the sword
Now here,
because
Matt,
I got there and I couldn't because I had
'cause
like
you got
4
there.
hearts or something.
Yeah.
So do you think you'll wait to play Tears of the Kingdom, or do you think you're gonna want to play? Because that's like a huge experience that you just went through, and I don't know where I would be if
Well,
it were that
there's gonna
close.
be a lot of people talking about it now, and I feel like
But did that bother you about the first one? I mean,
the world has changed since the first one.
has changed,
And people speak openly about a lot of things, whether like within like a month of it coming out. I mean, people talk about movies the day after it's released, and there's spoilers. And I think a lot has changed since Breath of the Wild came out, and as far as that, and how like the media is flooded with clickbait or spoilers and everything else. So I don't know. I might not play it immediately. But
but you're
I'm
getting
also
a day
like
one, and you're gonna play
the
it
stuff that's
sometime.
happening with work. I'm gonna have downtime again, so maybe I'll get into it. I also experienced this, and I had to set it down for a few weeks, and then came back to it, and I wasn't completely lost. Like I still had to like feel things out a little bit more, but I actually wasn't as I was almost
Feel us
just
out.
Man gets lost in the main game. Man walks right through the Lost Woods, no
That's-
problem.
It's really awesome. It's so good.
yeah. I don't know.
Well, that's cool. I'm glad that
see.
you played and beat it.
Congratulations.
very,
man.
very cool.
I mean, at this
Congratulations.
point, the new game will be like an expansion pack for me, right? Like I just
Well, minus
Probably.
the above the clouds and below the ground parts.
A big expansion.
Yeah. We'll see how big, but it certainly looks.
But
big.
yeah, I feel like spoilers for
like I
this.
haven't watched the trailer or any of it.
I mean, obviously, everyone's going to feel differently. Like, I know you care about the spoil, you care about the story, whereas, like, I don't care about
Greatly.
the story that much. But like, spoilers for me would be all the cool things that you can do. You know, like that because I want to. Those are the things that when I played Breath of the Wild for the first time blew me away, and I want to experience that kind of stuff.
yeah.
Not necessarily the story stuff.
See, with
as
Breath of
important.
Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, I look at the story stuff as spoiler because there's only so much story in the game.
True.
So, and when it comes to gameplay, it's insane. I get what you're saying.
the
Like, I
limit.
get it. I like a little part of me is like, I don't want to know that island's there. I don't want to know this thing is here. Not enough to not watch this stuff, but
Yeah.
story stuff, I'm like, no, stay away from me. I don't want to see any of that. Like characters in the trailer, I'm very intrigued in because I'm like, who is this? What are they doing? What's this all about? So that's what I'm really excited about. But that's the thing with I would say any Nintendo game, but we're talking about Zelda. With any Zelda game, I know the gameplay is going to be amazing and I'm going to love it. With the story, I'm like, what am I going to get out of the story? Is it going to be like a Skyward Sword or a Twilight Princess story where I'm like, really love it? Or is it going to be like a Minish Cap story where I'm like, that was nice, but I'm not like, that's not an upper echelon Zelda story for me. So
I loved that TV spot that they had where people are playing the game and they're like, I gotta go over here, and like people are helping, with the exception of that one line that's edited terribly. I really liked that TV spot. It made me think of like old, like classic NES, like playing with your friends on the same TV and like people like being like, oh, do this, go here.
That's
like,
been Nintendo's approach with all their Switch first party commercials. They have ones that are more traditional commercials, but they have like the family spots or the friend spots where people are seen playing together and talking to each other about what they're doing and stuff like that. So I just think that fits really well with Tears of the Kingdom.
really
Wouldn't
went
that be
well.
exciting if there was like some multiplayer thing that they kept secret this whole time?
That's funny. Well, there's not, but that guy
main
we talked
story.
about last week that was talking about
not main story, but like
Grub.
an added little like feature.
he made a mod. There's a mod out there of the game, and the guy covered it on YouTube, and they struck his videos down and all that stuff because it's a fan mod. Anything else you want to say on that, or anything else you played?
That's all.
That was
One
a
more
really great
round of
story.
applause for this man.
He did
He
it.
knows what people want. They want him, and they want him beating games.
Speaking of wanting them, I want you to tell me what you've been playing.
Please. Fortnite with the boys most nights. I passed out last night pretty early, embarrassingly early, one could say. And we usually play around 9:30, and I passed out probably around 8:30ish, and woke up at 1:30 a.m. and then couldn't get back to sleep. And
Was
then
anyone
had
still Fortniting?
no. Well, you might have
I
been
had
playing with your
just
family.
quit right before
Oh,
you
really?
texted me. Yeah, just quit.
It's so my body is funny because I woke up at literally exactly 1:30 a.m. and I woke up and without seeing the time, I was like, I gotta play with the guys. And I like looked at the clock and I was like, no.
I'm so sorry to tell you this. There was a big event in Fortnite last night with our friends. Med kits are now called Housers and med mists are called Doogies, just so you know.
Okay, all right. I love it. I love it.
So just now you're up to speed.
Okay, yeah, that's great. I hate when I'm not there. It's like when Hammond isn't there to watch the dinosaurs being born. Like I hate when I'm not there when there's an origin of a funny word, but I love it. So
You hate not being there because you know you're missing out on
you
the
feel
interaction
like
with friends.
You missed out, you know. Like I could tell that Vitamin G when he came on later, and we were like teaching him our new lingo. You could tell because he wanted to love it, but he was like, "I haven't
missed
been
too much.
here. Yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't been here."
I've
So,
missed too much.
but anyways, yeah. So I'm planning on hopefully staying awake for a Fortnite round soon with you guys because I feel really terrible about missing last night. And then the previous night, we were going to start late, and I said that I couldn't play because I was already in bed.
I
So
knew you
and I
would
was
be.
I was thinking like,
When Adam sent that, I was like, this guy is not playing.
well, he said the day before that he wasn't going to play, so
Yeah.
I was like, all right, tomorrow
That's it.
in bed,
Locked in. Yeah, I knew from the second he said that. You were like, I'm in bed tomorrow, baby.
And yeah, so which is also pathetic because it's like.
I'm
not
sorry.
that
I
much
planned
later-
yesterday that I would be in bed by now.
Yeah, it's like fall asleep on the couch at 8:30 or fall asleep in bed at 9:30. Both are pretty lame. But anyways, so Fortnite is still fun with you guys. And ladies and gentlemen, I've been playing Dead Island 2 and I beat it this week already.
Oh, it's over.
Oh, it's not over.
It started and it ended.
It's not for me. But yes, so I got it on Friday, played it through, beat it yesterday, and I love it. I think it's really, really fun. I'm going to have a lot to say about it here, and most of the things I have to say about it are not good. So that's why I wanted to start it by saying I love this game. It's very, very fun. It's very addictive. A person like me could play this game for a long, long time, and I had a lot of fun with it. Might not be for everybody, but it's for me. So now a couple of things. So there's 6 characters, right? I beat the game. There's no new game plus. I'm definitely going to go back in and play again just because that's how I usually do things. but I wanted to be a different character. So I knew there wasn't a new game plus, and I was thinking, well, I probably won't get any of the legendary weapons that I've accumulated with the other character over the however many hours. So I start a new game, and you get to there's like storage lockers because you can only carry a certain amount on you, and then storage lockers for everything else. So I get to the storage locker, and there's all my saved weapons from my previous game. It all leveled up to like level 30, so I can't use them with my new character, but they're there. So I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool. All my weapons are there, but now I can't store anything while I level up this character to get there. So I was like, well, I heard that you can drop your weapons and there's like a whole side storage unit that like for unclaimed weapons that's supposed to happen. Now I tried that, reloaded the game, didn't work. All the weapons that I had were gone. Not a big deal because again, I'm starting a new game. So I'm like, that's not a big deal. Got kind of tired of the voice actor for the new character pretty early. So I started a third character. Went in and the storage unit didn't have any weapons in it. So I was like, oh, interesting. So all the characters share weapons. So I loaded my original game with the pimp who I'd been playing all week long. And I mean, pimp is in leveled up character. And all those weapons were gone. So for some reason, they don't have a new game plus. They don't let you keep. They let you keep your weapons, but they don't let you give you more space. And you can't. For some reason, they're shared across all your characters, and they're different slots, like different save slots. So I've got like Jacob here and this Slayer here and whoever else.
Congratulations on beating the game. Now you've ruined your old game and your new game.
Well, the new game's not ruined because I'm just going to play through it anyways. Yeah. But like the old game's a little bit ruined because
the old game's dead to you now.
Because let's face it, once you beat the main story, for me, games are dead. Here's another thing that kind of bugged me about it. You beat the main story missions, and then it unlocks like 3 or 4 side quests, and the side quests aren't really like story driven. So it's kind of like you can't even beat all. I like to beat all the side quests before I finish it because I just kind of feel like deflated after that. I feel like there's nothing else left to do. So it makes you beat the story, and then you get like a few more side quests, which I appreciated more content, but it wasn't pushing the story any further. It was just kind of dumb side quests that you'd expect. So it was like, what is the point of this?
It's very interesting that when you complete the main story, feel like there's nothing left and you're deflated, but also will replay the whole game.
Because I love the leveling up, the finding the next weapon, the leveling up that weapon, throwing it out immediately when you find another weapon, and like exploring. Like the leveling up process is what does it for me. Once I hit level 30, which is the cap, beat all the main missions, then like I finished out all the side missions, but it wasn't. It was a little lackluster at that point because I wasn't motivated to kind of keep going. Again, if they were epilogue missions, that's different. It would be story related, but these really weren't. And so those are a couple of things that like really, really bugged me about like the finishing of the game as far as this goes. Now it is a more I'm going to be talking a lot about this, so forgive me. So I'll try to go quickly. It's a streamlined game. It's not as open world as like say a Dying Light or the first Dead Island or something like that. Now this is something that I really liked because it gave them a way to like there's like a lot of like environmental storytelling as you're going through, and like you feel like every location you've gone through you can kind of look around and piece together like the craziness that happened before the apocalypse. So that kind of stuff I absolutely adore about games like this. The only issue with this one is because it's more streamlined, when you inevitably go back for side quests and stuff, you've been in the places that they send you back to. That doesn't necessarily bug me, but what does is, say I go back to a mansion that I already explored in the beginning of the game. Like now the mission is to go and like find this zombie that has a key on him. You walk into the mansion and there's the zombie and you kill him and he's got the key. Mm-hmm. Where was he earlier when I walked in the room? And so there's like a lot of this. There's a lot of this backtracking where you find like you'll go into a room and there'll be things that weren't there before that are there to serve the quest. Yeah. And you'll like pick, and like it seems like a little thing, but for me, because it's not such a big open world, it annoyed me because like the chances of you going back in an open world and getting to a place that you've already like snooped around in, That's fine. It happens sometimes, but when it does, usually you've already found the stuff that was there because it was there from the beginning. Here they make it, they don't want you getting certain things until certain levels, so you have to level up.
But they could have at least have it like locked, right? Like this is here, but I can't grab it. I can only look at it, and then you come back.
You
and you're
solve
like,
the problem in 5 seconds.
Yeah, sometimes there's a door that you can't open, and it's like that's weird. And then you come back later, and the door busts open, and the zombie's in there the whole time. Like that would be fine. It's not even like that. It's like all of a sudden they're there, and it's because you made it far enough in the story, and it's like it doesn't take you that much out of it, but it just annoys me a little bit on the exploration level because I'm probably not going to be playing this game much longer than a second playthrough because of this. And there's 6 characters. So here's another thing. All 6 characters, they all have different storylines apparently written by different people, which is an approach I like. What I don't like is none of the other interactions with any of the NPCs change. So they're like fitting in dialogue to match the NPCs, and it comes off so wonky. Now you're not.
There he is, my favorite. I'm talking about the game. I'm not. No one's here.
Oh yeah, it's kind of like
there he is, my favorite person.
Exactly, and and there's different. Like the 6 characters, they're all different in their own ways. So like I'm playing this this right now, I'd say the sweetest character, the nicest character of the group, but there's certain NPCs that get mad at certain things, so they like shoehorn in all these lines to like make her seem mean to this just to get the reaction that they know they're going to get. So again, you're not playing Dead Island for the story or for the interactions. It does have a better story and better dialogue and stuff than the original. It's not saying much, and it's not really why you're going to be playing this game. The fun of smashing these zombies and the environmental, like everywhere is like environmental effects like water or lightning or fire or oil or caustic acid or name it. There's stuff everywhere, and for some reason it doesn't feel weird. It doesn't feel weird that all this stuff is like perfectly placed, and like it's a lot of fun to lure zombies here and get them with something good or whatever. And there's like a lot of crazy examples that are about how the systems work with each other in the world that are really, really fun. For instance, I was at Venice Beach running around killing zombies, and this one zombie, like the running zombie, was burning already. And sometimes there's burning ones, and then sometimes there's like burning kills them. You know how it is. So this was a burning one, which I don't even want to get close to, right? So I run through the back door of this like surf shop, and I run to the front, and I turn around. I've got this electrified knife. He runs into the back door after me. As soon as he runs into the building, the sprinkler alarms go off, and it quenches his water and makes him wet. There's like a wet meter. So then when I hit him with the knife, he was already wet, so he got zapped and like got electrified. And it was just so awesome because I'd been playing the game for 6 days straight, and I hadn't seen the sprinklers come on. So like there's like a bunch of little things like that are just so much fun. There's a lot of zombie variety and like a lot of fun in the environment. The environments are just, not only are they beautiful, but they're just so awesome. The Bel Air and Beverly Hills environments are so awesome. Just had so much fun running around doing all this crazy stuff in there. But yeah, like they didn't take for instance, here you can't close doors. You can open doors, but you can't close them. It makes no sense to me. So once you open a door, it's open for the rest of the game, and you better just be ready.
When one door opens, it stays open.
When one door opens, it never closes.
And like that kind of bugs me because I like to sometimes maybe do a little stealth action, or maybe I want to close off a door and heal inside the room and do that stuff.
Zombie apocalypse, never close doors.
Well, that like it's annoying because it takes out a whole. There's literally no stealth in it. There's no stealth kills.
Got to add in something for the paid DLC. It'll be closing doors.
Well, I mean, I'd be happy if they did, but they're not going to add that in there. But like, yeah, there's things like that just should be kind of like second nature. It's like there should be a neck break from behind when they don't see you, or you should be able to close a door. I mean, it's a zombie apocalypse.
You should be able to kiss the zombies.
What's the first thing you do in a zombie apocalypse? You like barricade the door. Exactly. So the fact that you can go into a cool lifeguard hut while you're being chased, but you can't like make a last stand there. You just have to be like, oh crap,
Yeah.
what am I going to do? So there's a few things like that are kind of really, they're annoying, but they also like change the whole gameplay. You know what I mean? Like it forces you to play differently, which again, a lot of fun, but moving forward, I'm not going to get as much longevity out of it because I'm not going to be able to play it either way. You know, it's kind of just balls to the wall from the beginning. I'm sick and tired of Apex zombies. They got the fat guy that spits. They got the big strong guy that's slow and hits you. They got the lady that screams at you. They got the fast zombies. That, you know, give me something like let's do a little something. Like
Give me a sexy zombie.
Give me anything. I don't know. So those need to be kind of upgraded a little bit.
But what would they upgrade?
Well, that's another. See, that's what I was
the
thinking.
thing. Like that,
He's
those
not
are
making
those
a
are the
game.
things that they just get repeated in time over time and time again. But those are the options they have.
I've thought about it because I don't have an answer.
Yeah.
But I'm also not creative. I like
Unless
to
you have
play.
something like that's based on like almost like the thing.
How about
where like you rip apart a zombie and now every limb of their body becomes like another creature that's chasing you.
That's kind of what I was thinking. How about a big, tall zombie in a trench coat, and you go to kill him, and it's two smaller zombies inside the trench
That'd be amazing.
they were just trying to sneak into a movie.
Yeah, I don't know. Or
it's
like
How about a zombie that can close doors?
Or
There
like-
you go.
or
like
like
have
How
a
come they can close doors and I
have
can't?
an enemy like Legion where it's just like a pile of like naked bodies.
Yeah, a rolling ball
Yeah.
of zombies.
or have an episode at the zoo and make a big gorilla zombie. Or
A
something.
zombie, yeah.
Like they
Oh,
don't
yeah,
have, they
yeah.
don't do any animal zombies. They don't have any kids zombies. Like that's kind
Kid
of stuff.
zombies. There you go.
Like those are the things I'd like to see more. I know it's
Can
horrible
they
and
do
stuff,
kid
but
zombies?
It's not horrible. Yeah,
I mean,
why?
are they
Why
not-
can't you
yeah,
kill
why
a kid?
can't I'm sure why
What?
you're not allowed to. And then
I'm
like,
sorry. What was that?
in
Why
a
can't you
game-
kill
in
a
video
kid?
game-
Also, why
I'm
can't
so
you kill a
tired of why you
zombie
can't
kid?
kill kids
I mean, but there's
nowadays.
games where you killed like dogs.
It's
like
stupid.
Right?
It's stupid to be offended by a
Or-
child zombie. Like
or when
getting
you
killed.
you know they inevitably, even if you do come across like a room where a kid died or something, the kid's always covered up with a sheet, and then and like the mom and dad or the bodies are there. It's like uncover
Although-
that sheet. I want to see the kid.
Although- set that shit on fire.
So to your credit, to doing something different. Now I'm like thinking Resident Evil. They go totally different. You've got zombies where their heads split open and giant razors come out of their faces. like-
Right. I don't know what they would do. For me, it's just like.
But that makes it different and that makes it exciting. And now it's another challenge. Or they even have, but they would have zombies where like you need to look at it through a thermal scope so that, or like, so you have to shoot specific body parts. And
They
stuff.
could
Like
do stuff. They just
they would
don't.
change that up, but
They work with what is already out there.
Well, it's weird because they, and I don't know anything about video games, how they're made basically, but like you walk around this game, first of all, it runs really great, runs well.
I've heard that. I've heard on all platforms it runs really well.
I didn't really find any glitches. I have come across zombies like spawning in if I'm running too fast around a corner or something. That's happened once or twice, but like it's never been a glitch or it's never been stuttery or not. So, and like, again, I can't stress enough these environments, like you're not going to be impressed, but so awesome. And the thing is, like, somebody had to like design these mazes through all these game worlds, and it's like do they not, is this not as impressive as I think it is? Like, do they just have assets and they just clunk them together and like I just can't tell? Or what? Because
they're like
because it's like
engineers,
they
right? Like,
spend
have to
so
design.
much time. I mean, they might as well be architects making these
That's-
amazing worlds, and then it's like, oh, but we can't close doors. Like it's, or oh, but we got the fat guy that spits at you and the shrieking lady zombie. Like, ay. So I don't know. Like it's like in certain areas they go above and beyond, and then in other areas it's like they kind of just half-ass it. Now, again, for me, this stuff is not going to stop me from playing and enjoying the game, and I cannot wait till the price drops and you play it with me, Kev, because it's going to be awesome. RMC. So they have a couple of things I do like.
I'll play. I'm not joining that other guy though.
What other guy?
The guy you mentioned before, RMC.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so they've got they have what I do like about it is they have things called curveballs, which are basically just throwable weapons that you get as you progress. So you get like a pipe bomb, a grenade, Molotov cocktail, but you don't have to like craft them or make more or buy more. Once you get it, it's on a timer. You throw it and
I like
it loads
that.
up. So like
Yes.
that's great. You don't feel weird about throwing grenades. You just throw them like crazy and like it really helps you
I'm big on that
experiment.
kind of thing. Like when you get stuff that you always have an infinite amount of, but
Yes.
they make you wait a cooldown period.
I thought about you when it happened
Love
because
it.
I know you don't spend money in games. You
The
don't
best.
spend ammo when you don't have to. So I thought about you and I was like, man, we're going to have a lot of fun
Yep.
with
I'll
that
be
kind of
throwing
stuff.
stuff at everybody.
So it's kind of a bummer. You can only have 2 equipped at a time, but then they still need to like charge up. So like you can't throw a Molotov,
Yeah.
switch to something, and then so like that's what bugs me is like why can't they all be available and I just shift through them and I can only throw 2 at a time? You know what I mean? Like why do I have to go to the pause menu, go through, find the one that I want? Like so it's anyways. So that's annoying. I'm playing it on the PS5 and there's almost no PS5 controller support. When with the guns, there's a little bit on the triggers, but not enough to really notice, and that kind of just bugs me a little bit. Not a big deal. And I guess last but not least is like the characters kind of suck. I mean, we thought they would.
Yeah.
It's not, and it's not the biggest deal in the world, but like I played a good chunk with all 6 characters, just to like see what their like voices would be like and stuff like that. And you know, most of them aren't all that good. Like the voice actors are fine, but just their personalities for the characters are like really annoying, and it's not really much to root for. You know what I mean? But again, it's kind of just what do you expect with like a cheeseball zombie game where
Yeah.
they're like it's meant to be like a joke. It's very jokey and tongue in cheek. There's some parts where they try to be serious and spooky, but it's mostly just a big goof, this game. And you know, I'm down for it, but it's just, you know, the characters are kind of annoying, and it doesn't leave you like wanting more from the story or anything. So
Like you said, you're just, you know, it's there and whatever. If it wasn't there, people would complain, but it's really there. It's just a means of getting to the big pits full of zombies where you just run around and beat the crap out of everything and shoot stuff. So
yeah, it bugs me that they have 6 characters. They have 6 playable characters, and there's only 3 online players at once can play. And it's not like, why did they add more characters if they're not gonna like make the story any more I guess engrossing or anything? You know,
yeah,
it's kind of
maybe
doesn't matter
one
who you
good
choose.
character.
Well, that's an interesting, why not just 1 or 2 characters, and then you can, really flesh out their personalities and their stories. Like, but yeah, again, you're not playing it for the story, you're playing it for the zombie bashing, and it's very, very addictive. I love the new flesh system. The new flesh system, and then
Heyo.
encompassed with like the area that you're playing. It's just, for me, it really speaks to me. I absolutely love this game. There's a lot of issues with it. I'm sure one day soon it'll drop in price. So if you're a zombie smasher, then you can wait. But I'm having a ball with it, and I'm playing through it a second time. And I can't wait till. Thanks for listening. I can't wait to play it with friends. I
So
will
what were you
Hell
playing?
yeah.
Dead Island 2. RMC, what have you been playing?
Thanks for asking. I actually played a lot this week. I will keep it short and sweet, I promise. I'll talk the most about the game I like the most. I played Advance Wars. I played some Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp. It's been so nice to see Nintendo and WayForward working together. 2 of my favorite gaming companies. This is the first time they've actually worked together on a game rather than, or outside of Shantae being added to Smash Brothers as a whatever spirit or whatever they are. Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp is a remake of Advance Wars and Advance Wars Black Hole Rising, I think it's called. Both great games. I'm so bad at these games. I'm so bad, but it shows how good the games are because I still like playing them. And the way forward level of sheen and detail and little touches, because I'm very familiar with Nintendo and I'm very familiar with WayForward, and I can see where WayForward did their thing and Nintendo did their thing, and just the 2 of them together, man, they really did a good job. So it's some very high quality animation. There's just nice little touches with the music that's very obviously WayForward stuff. It's great. And it was #1 on the Switch eShop, so people are buying it, which is great to see. So if you're into a strategy game, turn-based strategy, take all the time you want to plan things out, I would suggest checking that out. Everybody's been waiting for that for a long time because it got delayed over a year, but now it's out. So I hope you're enjoying it if you picked it up. I'm also playing After Image, which is a Metroidvania that just came out. Gorgeous Metroidvania. It's got like a hand-drawn, hand-painted like artsy style to it. Very bright colors in a lot of sections. It's got an interesting story, but the characters are one character is like a little sprite kind of character, and they picked a very cutesy voice for it, and it just doesn't work for me. It takes me out of it because the main character is very like subdued and melancholy. So I'm sure it's supposed to be like yin and yang, but I don't like that one character. The game is a Metroidvania. It's like you were talking about with whatever Hollow Knight.
Hollow Knight?
In this game, you travel the map, and it doesn't lock in what you've done on the map until you go to a save point. So once you're on a save point, then it draws in everything you've been to. So not my favorite, not as bad as Hollow Knight, but not my favorite. But outside of that, the combat's good. You get a whole bunch of different weapons. It's very much like a Castlevania Metroidvania. So you can get a whip and a dagger, and you can put things in each hand. So again, two weapons
nice.
and a sub weapon on top of that. Combat feels really good. Environments are fun. The music is okay. Nothing special so far, but I'm early on. I like it.
What's this game called?
After Image. It's on everything. I'm playing it on Switch. I also play Super Alloy Ranger. The team behind Super Alloy Ranger, it's some Japanese. I think they're Japanese. Maybe they're Chinese. I honestly don't know. I'd have to look. But it's a very small company, and they're trying to do a Mega Man style game with some unique twists. I did a gameplay video of it this week. You can go check that out if you want. But it very badly needs someone to go over the translations because there's spelling errors and phrasing that makes no sense for English. Overall, you get what's going on, but it needs to be cleaned up. Font choices, it's got like an MS-DOT font, which is MS-DOS font, which is very disappointing because the game's art and pixel art is really nice. I actually like it a lot. Very fun and energetic and colorful, and the font just takes you out of it. But soundtrack is phenomenal. It's got the exact kind of soundtrack I like in a Mega Man style game. It's bouncy and poppy and energetic and got a beat to it. It's fun. It keeps the action going. So I really like that. And if you like Mega Man games, I think you would like this game. It plays the same way. You beat a boss, you get the boss's ability, you use that later on and however you want. It's fun. It's good.
I like Mega Man game.
I know you do. Yeah, right. If you like Mega Man 2, so I played that. Man, did I go through these really quickly? I played Fortnite as well. I love Fortnite. I've said it before. So Strayed Lights is one of the other ones I've been playing. Strayed Lights, I was really looking forward to. Strayed Lights is a very atmospheric action adventure game with a soundtrack by Austin Wintory, which is the guy who did the music for Journey and Flower and all those games. Sky Children of the Light. So music is phenomenal. Now, Strayed Lights is a game where it's kind of like Dark Souls, but it's not. Combat is kind of like Dark Souls, but in this game, you're actually parrying all attacks. You have an attack, but you don't really use
Parry
it.
all attacks.
You're parrying attacks, and the enemies change colors between blue and orange. And if you match the color and parry the attack, you get health back. And you have to build up a parry meter. And once the parry meter fills all the way from you parrying enough attacks successfully, you can explode in light and destroy the enemy and wash them away. It's a really cool idea. I actually really like it. I fought one big boss, and it was an interesting fight. The look of the game is great. Soundtrack is great. Like I said, I'm playing all these on Switch. It runs good on Switch. It doesn't run great. It could have a couple chugs here and there, but nothing that bothers me really, but notable. And the environments are huge. The scale and scope of the game is seriously impressive. Like right from when you start off, I was like, they really did a good job of nailing the scope. Like you really get the sense that you're in a huge place, like a huge cavern or something like that. I like it. Check that one out. It's very interesting. I know people got hands on with it a while ago and they were like, this is one to keep an eye out on. I don't know what the reviews are for it. I haven't been checking, but it's something special. I think it's going to fly a little under the radar, but I hope people check it out. So there's my recommendation of that one.
Parry me.
And then on top of that, the one I want to talk about the most, and I just completed today, earlier today.
Go ahead.
Bramble, the Mountain King.
The Bramble.
No.
You mentioned it earlier.
No.
So Bramble, I'm going to say Nordic folklore. I think
Okay.
inspired by Nordic folklore. You are a little boy,
Oh my.
and your sister goes missing in the middle of the night.
Oh no.
And you go out into the night, into the wilderness to find her. And it is based on a whole bunch of fairy tales or Nordic folklore, like I said. And you walk your way through the forest and see, you
the
sneak around to not
brambles.
get attacked, and you fight. You see like hideous, grotesque, monstrous creatures that are, it's very much like fairy tales before Disney gets their hands on
Oh,
them. So
God.
it's that
So
kind of fairy
actually
tale stuff.
creepy.
So the game is very violent. The game
Okay.
is very bloody. The game is spooky. The game is uncomfortable. The game has some very dark. Basically, you go through and learn about, I don't know how inspired by actual folklore they are or how much it's developers doing their own thing, but you go through certain characters in the game as you're finding your sisters. So there's like,
You play as these characters? Like
you play as the boy walking through the forest to get to your sister, and you encounter characters. Like there's one that's kind of like a Pied Piper who plays a violin that lures people out of a town.
Wait, he's a piper. Why does he have a violin?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Whatever.
A pied violinist.
A pied violinist.
Okay.
Fiddlist.
So, and this
Pied fiddler.
this character, this monstrous character, I think the story was they used to play for. Oh yeah, they played for their wife, and they played for the wife all the time to show their wife how much they loved him. And the town hated the guy because he never played. So the town used to beat the crap out of him when he played and harassed him because they're like, go play somewhere else. Nobody wants to hear this. So eventually they ended up killing him. And in the
Jeez.
afterlife, he comes around and he woos people out of the town and kills them now.
They deserve it.
Absolutely.
So in the game,
Revenge from
also, I
beyond the
should make this
grave.
point. In the game, you think you're a normal sized kid, but you quickly come to find out like you're tiny and like the environments are huge. So like this thing that's chasing you, this violinist, is like 10 times your size, and you're in the water like jumping on lily pads to get away, and its face like comes up out of the water like right by you, and its eyes are right
Oh,
here, and you're like,
that's-
oh my god,
that's the troll in at Epcot.
Yes,
that scared
yes,
the crap
you're right.
out of you.
So like this thing is chasing you, and it's like there's a section of mud you have to run through, and you're desperately trying to get through the mud, and the thing's like crawling behind you, and it's like it's whole, it's huge. So you see like
Is
its
this
face
like
and its
Limbo,
torso.
or is like
It plays like a Limbo. Yes, you're exactly right. Except
I
it's
was
not
thinking of
2D,
Limbo,
it's
too.
3D.
Can
So
you
it's
kind
like
of, like,
grabbing
roam anywhere,
yes.
or, like, you're on a
no,
track?
it's a path, but you're not on a 2D track. You run. It's linear, but open path linear. So you can run anywhere on the screen basically, but it's steering you in a direction. So when this thing is chasing you, you can run it wherever you want to in the mud, but it's like grasping at you and like groaning and like dragging itself through the mud, and
Sounds
you're just
awful.
barely getting out in time. And then it plays the violin in another part, and it goes like burr and like strums across it, and like a wave of sound flies out,
It
and
sounds
you have
like
to
the
be
beginning
hiding
of
behind
Shinsuke
something.
Nakamura's
That's
entrance.
right. Because if you're not hiding, you get blown away. Like the sound wave like blasts you into a wall and destroys you. It's awesome. So the boss battles in this game are really cool because they're all based on these whatever folklore inspired characters. There's really dark stuff, like a woman who wants to become a witch and she has to sacrifice her baby. And
Worth
Finally.
it.
somebody who's in the water that gets wayward travelers when they're traveling over water. It comes in their boat and puts its hand behind their face and puts them to sleep, and like they drift out. It like all
Oh,
kinds of
nice.
very spooky stuff, and it's
Like
great.
the
Atmosphere is
Vogelnoi.
great, but yes, it plays like Limbo. Soundtrack is phenomenal.
So it's like a cinematic platformer.
Yeah, I'd call it a cinematic platformer, but it's
Okay.
3D and it's not on a
So
2D
the boss
path.
fights, like, you're not like fighting back. It's more about like
No, you fight. I don't want to say you're running up and punching and kicking them or anything. You get something in the game that allows you to quote unquote fight, and it's not like you're just dodging attacks. There's things you have to do to
Is it
hurt
a
them.
gun?
It's not a gun. There is a sword at one point, but it's it's a winner for me, man. I saw the trailers before this or before the game came out, and I was very excited. I also saw the trailers and I was like, well, there's no chance this game is coming to Switch, because I was at the trailers, I was like, what a gorgeous looking game. And then they announced it for Switch, and I was like, wow, that's surprising. And then they announced it same day as other platforms. And I was like, oh wow.
But this is
A video game.
cloud. Is this
No,
one
this
you
is
said?
not
Oh,
cloud.
okay.
This is a
Oh.
native port. And it is seriously impressive on the Switch, to the point that I did something that I never do. I took screenshots while I played, because I was like, look at this. This looks really impressive for Switch. How does it run? It runs surprisingly well. I can think of maybe they send an email for review copies. I got to write my review this week. I just finished it last night, but the review email was like, please note that there's a patch coming out on day 1 that will fix the stuttering, the stutter that happens in the first boss fight. I played the game. I didn't see anything. I didn't see any
Well,
stutter.
you had the fix. You
No,
had
I
the
didn't.
patch.
Day 1 just happened. It just came out.
Oh, you had this game before day 1.
Yeah, I've had it for a little over a week now. I just finished it last night.
No.
So really, there are a couple points where it'll miss a couple frames or something, but from what this game looks like and what I thought would be impossible on a Switch to how it runs, I'm blown away. I really think like these developers, I wish I knew their names off the top of my head. They deserve a lot of credit, because they seriously pulled off something impressive here. Now, it's one of those games where it always looks better further away than it does close up, because you're a little kid in a big environment. So there are times when the camera pulls in really close and the textures don't look as good because they're meant to be viewed from afar. But man, I was impressed visually, I gotta say. Overall visuals, I like the theme and I like the art. I'm not big on realistic graphics, but from a standpoint of what the Switch can do and what they managed to do with this game, this is parity with other systems. No levels removed, no enemies removed, nothing. It's just, some lighting will be different and the graphics won't be as good, but very impressive. So overall, I've been in a funk for a while with games since Jesus, what did I play? I don't even remember what put me in the funk. I was just like, that was an amazing game, and now I don't even remember what the game is.
Oh, Meg's Monster.
Yeah, Meg's
Tron was a
Monster.
good one. Meg's Monster. You're exactly right. Tron was a great one, yes. But this game took me out of that funk. I played this and I was like, that's exactly what I needed. It was great. So
Nice.
it just
Dim
really
Frost
clicked for me.
Studios. Dim Frost.
I don't even know what else they've done.
I'm looking it up.
But it's on every system, so don't feel like you got to get it on Switch. Obviously, Switch would probably be the worst place to play it graphically, and I would say probably from a technical standpoint too. But it's on every system. Play it everywhere. I only played the Switch version. Phenomenal. I think it's a fantastic game, start to finish. If you are into a Limbo-esque game, the puzzles are not where you're like, I don't know what to do here. How do I figure? It's, pushing boxes, climbing on things, that kind of puzzle. There is one room at the end where there's a puzzle that you have to figure out. And I was like, that was a real, the solution comes about organically. There's nothing pointing you anywhere. There's nothing, no hints, nothing telling you anything. So I really liked that puzzle, but mostly it's jumping, pushing boxes, climbing stuff, raising and lowering things, finding out how to like mount something, all that kind of stuff.
Hey.
So
Sign me
I'd
up.
be really curious for any of you, because I know you guys have all dabble in that genre. I'd be curious for one of you to play it and see what you think, because it's a winner for
Their
me.
other game-
It's a winner.
There
Sounds
are
like
other
I'd
games.
be into this.
A Writer and His Daughter, which is a VR story exploration
know it.
game. This is part 1 of a trilogy.
They
Oh.
these guys, from gameplay perspective and storytelling perspective and a technical perspective, seriously impressed me. So
Try perspective.
I don't know what else to tell you, but I loved it. Great game. All right.
We've said it all. We've done it all.
Sorry, I went to switch tabs. We got questions. Send your questions to goninpod@gmail.com.
Where do I?
goninpod@gmail.com. They can be about Nintendo, video games in general, or whatever the hell you want. Nico Darunia says, It's a question only for you, Mom Brain.
Oh, boy.
Due to an incredible set of circumstances, Josh Grobot has been kidnapped by aliens and is in outer space, and Mom Brain is the only one who can save him. Mom Brain, would you travel to outer space to save poor Josh, or would you let him head towards certain death? He's heading towards certain death. He hates chickens. Did you know that?
I saw that.
What?
Also-
Oh, yes, I did
funny.
see
Did you
that.
see the one where he got shot?
He's heading towards
That was weird
certain
too.
I did,
saw
yes.
that was
and he's
strange.
like, it's not a bad wound.
Yeah.
Oh, Werner Herzog hates chickens.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh.
The
Well,
way-
he doesn't
they are
hate-
so stupid.
Yeah, I don't think he hates them. I just think he like.
He's like, you stare at them in the eyes, and they're immense stupid. He stares back or something like that.
Yeah, but he
It's
like
really-
advocates
it's
for
really
that.
Funny.
Yeah.
We need a name of
Oh wait,
Austin
is
to
that,
do
is
it.
that where he says, "I look into their
Flat
eyes and I see nothing but darkness" or
That-
something?
yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead, Mom Brain. Would you save Josh?
Of course I would.
No, nothing to add.
No
No
hezzy.
questions. You're going right in.
Absolutely.
All right. Good to hear.
Ooh, I'm telling you.
We also have a Patreon question. Mom Brain, did you know that you could join Patreon
Where?
For $1.
for $1? Josh Davison, thank you for your question. I am not reading it because we just had this question.
oh no, Josh.
But I
I'm
wanted
sorry.
to mention that I saw your comment and question. Really appreciate it. It was about favorite Simpsons episodes,
We
which we
speak
just
your
recently
name.
did. Josh, I'm so sorry. If you leave another question in between this episode and next, I will make sure I read it on next week's show. I apologize. Thank you for the Patreon support and writing a question.
Did we
Josh,
talk
it'd
about-
be funny if you submitted a question
Same
that we've
question.
already done
Yeah, right.
again.
Keep it going. Get mentioned every show. We have a question from Martin's stuff. Hey, pod folk. Hope you're plotting good. Tell me,
Mhm.
what is the one game you will defend to the end whenever someone speaks badly of it? We'll stop there for a second. I know I've defended Contra, the most recent Contra, to a degree that people are very confused. So that would be my most recent entry. But I can't think of one where I'm like, where people universally dislike the game, and I'm like, you gotta play it. It's a great game.
Yeah, I don't know.
Whatever.
Flicky.
I don't. Nobody's really talking about Flicky in general.
You're always putting it down. So
it's an okay game. It's not great, but it's okay. I'm trying to think outside of that Contra game. I can't think of anything where people love it and I hate it, or people hate it and I
I
love
only
it.
play the ones that everyone likes.
Good
Me
choice.
too,
Good choice.
actually.
Man, I got nothing that comes to mind. Nobody else has.
I've got plenty of ones that like people love that I didn't
Yes,
love, which
yes.
is sad. But yeah, not the other way around that I could think of.
What is the one game you will defend to the end whenever someone speaks badly of it? Yeah, so we can't go opposite direction.
Because I can't even think of can't even think of like Everything or Nothing. But no one's
No one
ever
speaks
said a bad
badly, yeah.
word about it because no one knows it exists.
Oh,
No,
the James
that
Bond
was a
game?
really high selling game. It's just nobody really, the people talked about it at the time, but nobody.
You'd defend Red Steel, wouldn't you?
Nope. Second
Okay,
game,
never
yes.
mind.
Without that,
Oh,
second
Red
game
Steel
is
2.
fantastic. The first game was not so great. Second game, I will defend, but I'm defending against people who never played it. So what's the point?
What about the Conduit games?
I liked the Conduit. He was just saying he liked the Conduit. Conduit's not an amazing game, but I almost wore my Conduit shirt today.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But yeah, they're not amazing games, but for what they were on Wii, yeah, they were fun. I liked them. I liked the first one better than the second.
I was
but,
just so
if you ask
hungry
me
for something on the Wii back then.
if you ask me best
where you
first
could
person
shoot things.
shooters ever, I'm not going to be like Conduit. It's not going to be in that
Yeah, I don't
list.
think anyone would.
I'm going to say Mad Dog McCree and yeah, I guess that's it. I'm
Wait, as one of the.
the end. I mean, we wouldn't know because we never played it to the end.
Aw.
But
yeah, but people don't say
Damn.
that's a bad game. You're not. I get the joke. Haha.
we might
I'm
have
a
said
bad
it. Maybe
person.
we say it's a bad game
Uh,
because it's linked to really
someone
bad
speaks
memories.
bad-
He'll
badly
defend
of it.
himself. And
Yeah,
what
like
he
there
done.
might be some games I liked that got maybe mixed reviews, but I can't like think of any specific examples.
Yeah, I like that Hobbit game on the GameCube. I remember people not liking that.
You know what? I thought
that was all right.
I thought most of Mass Effect 3 was okay.
I liked Mass Effect. It's the worst of the trilogy for me, but I still
It's-
enjoyed it.
It's the weakest for sure. But
Yeah.
I don't know. There were things I liked about it.
There you go. You found it. I'll defend the Mako from Mass Effect 1 to the day I die. I loved the Mako. I wanted more Mako, and everybody seemed to universally agree they hated the Mako. So you Mako me crazy.
Yeah, I was cool with the Mako, but I was also cool with the probe system later.
Probe launched. Yeah, I liked probing too. That was basically that was akin to moving a cursor on a map.
That was
and I liked
absolutely
it.
nothing.
So
and the
Oh.
music was awesome. So
Yeah,
it helped.
I think the music
Yeah.
added
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot to it, but there was just something about seeing the of it flying out.
That
I
music
liked it.
could make anything feel
I
fun.
sucked up all those resources. Planets weren't getting away with a scrap. They were all mine. There's like 1% left. I'm like, nope, I gotta find it.
Anomaly detected.
There's your answer. All right, Mom Brain, we're running late here.
Yeah.
Oh,
So what do you
wasn't
want to
there-
do?
'cause we can't shut
Was
up.
there a second part to that question?
Oh, you're right. As a Patreon supporter and therefore an investor of GoNintendo, I have to ask, who mows your lawn? It looks nice today. That's the joke about Nintendo's the investors asking about who does your landscaping. Mom Brain has only done it for this season. In the past, I'd say it's probably 70-30.
Mom
70
Brain
Mom
is
Brain.
the only one who's done it so far this season. Not Mom Brain only does it for this season.
Oh,
right?
I will mow Mom Brain. I don't mind
I'll
mowing.
fight you
Mom
for
Brain
it.
will fight me for it because she loves mowing. Now talking
I
about
love mowing. the
doing
lawn.
like
Really?
the
Okay.
bushes and all that, that's Mom Brain's territory because she likes doing that too.
No, I don't like the bushes out
I
front.
got along.
I hate those goddamn bushes.
Well, then don't
She
touch them.
just doesn't trust you with them.
No, I just
Oh.
don't think you would ever do them.
I'll
So-
do it. I don't know what I'm doing, but
You'll
you'd
get-
be like, go out there and trim the bushes, and I'd be like,
Push mower.
right.
I have a riding mower and
I've seen you on it.
it's pretty epic. It's huge, like way bigger than we need for our yard,
Oh, cool.
which makes it great.
I've done this yard with a push mower, but it's
So high.
well,
Wow.
you know what? When I was bigger, I was like dying at the end of it. So maybe it wouldn't
Well,
be
I
so
was going
bad
to
now.
suggest if you push mode one day, you certainly wouldn't have to go for a walk that day.
But that's true. But I think I would hate that more. But it's
Yeah.
worth a shot.
Well,
It's
yeah,
worth a
because you
shot.
gotta
If I
like
did the
stop and
front
empty
yard
the
and you did
bag
the
and
back-
like.
Oh, yeah. Push mowers aren't fun anyways.
Now they're like propelled. Like when I was mowing my parents' lawn before they
Back
had
in the day.
a riding mower, they had a push mower that didn't have the propel bar. Like you were actually pushing it. That was a nightmare.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
yeah. Well, now you pull the bar and it takes off with you. It pulls itself across the
Right,
grass
it's
with you.
motorized, so that helps.
Yeah, I
Um,
never use it.
you got
to push
Ryobi?
pull myself.
No, I got a
Makita.
Makita, yeah, sweet Makita.
Do
I'm
I
seeing
have
Ryobis when I walk all over the place. Everybody's got
yellow?
Ryobis. I think it's the
Oh.
cheapest one. That's why it's out there.
I think you can get their stuff at Walmart. So maybe that's
Oh,
why
really?
you see it.
Mom
I have
Brain,
Ryobi stuff.
let's not do a lot of music. We're running.
All right, I'll do like one.
Let's do two. Let's do two. We got to get them both though.
6 out of 9.
I know that one.
I got music. You want to hear it? You want to hear it? Oh.
We got some food things you got to try.
Is
I
that what
just
I
thought of
saw?
this.
Oh,
Have you tried Peepsy?
No, do you have
Oh.
Oreos with cream, sour cream? I just saw.
No,
that.
we have Oreos
Spout.
with toffee.
Oh God.
No. Oh, maybe.
We have Oreos with
That
toffee.
oatmeal cream pie
100%
in
yes.
the air fryer with ice cream was amazing.
Oh, I think we might have had the last of the Snickers. We have oatmeal cream. Do we have ice cream?
No, it never lasts
Oh,
in this
sorry.
house.
We have oatmeal cream pies. We might have snickerdoodle
It's
pies
ice cream. Come on.
I mean,
all
I could
right,
run
let's
out
do
and
this.
get some.
May I ask a favor? Says William George.
Ask away.
I missed the pod last week. It was on my birthday and was out of town during the pod. Could Josh bless me with a belated song? Well, Josh, it's up to you.
No,
Oh,
it's
Josh
funny
is
'cause
rebooting.
I think we
I'm the
played
world's best singer.
that last week,
I think we might have.
but we'll give it to him again.
Well, it's up to Josh if he wants to. Josh, if you feel it's
I'm a party animal.
He's doing it.
Oh, this is Josh Grobot singing Happy Birthday.
Yeah. Truly the greatest way to
I'm
celebrate
the
a
star
birthday.
of the show.
Thanks, Josh. Sorry, we know you were out the door there, but thanks for
Happy
coming back.
belated birthday.
A man of the people, a robot of the people.
This one comes from Mikey 3319.
You got it, William George. It's on. Oh, is this GBA?
No.
Why is it N64?
Yes.
So bad, so bad. Listen to that quality.
Just absolute garbage.
Tin can radio quality. Okay. This sounds like a Rayman to me.
It's not.
Oh,
was
is
a
it a
good guess,
Ubisoft
though.
game?
It's a Nintendo game, isn't it?
Sounds too low quality, and they love the MIDI. Nintendo knew that the cartridge space was low, so they usually
I
went
don't
MIDI.
know.
Quest 64.
No,
Can you answer Dew's question? Is it Nintendo?
I don't think so.
We should have
Nightmare
said,
Creatures. Castlevania.
No,
Oh, Mace the Dark Ages.
absolutely not.
Mace the Dark Window.
The developer.
Oh, don't tell us that. It's just not Nintendo.
However, no. It is notable for being the first Nintendo 64 game to use 60 frames per second.
Oh, boy. I don't know what game
No.
has that honor. It can't be a rare game because theirs are always... This is
Not
not rare
rare.
quality music anyway. Rare pushes in the other direction. They like do 30 frames but do better visuals.
So this game looks like crap, runs real well, sounds like crap.
It's got to be a visually not impressive game to run 60 frames per second. That's my guess. What is this with this? Is it a licensed something or
No, I don't think so.
I can't. Oh, I shouldn't be here. I can't place Indiana Jones. No, that's licensed.
Not it, and you're right. It's licensed. It's not it because it's not licensed.
I don't know. There weren't any Final Fantasies, no. There weren't
This
any
isn't
Square
one.
games.
No, it's not a Square game.
This is the dark times. Yeah, no Square games.
Like Ogre Battle 64
Thought
or
of that.
something like that.
No.
You said Ogre Battle, but I heard Odor Battle.
All right, we
I
don't
think it was
know.
like
Orgy
Dr.
Battle.
Scholl's Odor Eaters or something.
Dark Rift.
What's that about?
I think I might know the cover art.
It's bad.
Oh, is it? Does it got like a weird looking guy on it?
Yeah, I think so.
Like a red guy?
Um,
He's wearing a crown or something stupid. And I think, oh my god, yeah, I used to see this all the time at the rental store. Never got it.
this one comes to
It's a
us
fighting game.
from our buddy Guy Bones, who says it's a certified bop.
Oh,
Oh, he's right.
ooh. I don't even know what system. We got MIDI and we got real instrument. What system?
3DS.
I'm so torn. Nintendo loved MIDI. Is it Nintendo?
First party.
Yeah. All right. All right. So we'll guess Pilot Wings.
No.
Okay. Let's get Pokemon out of the way.
Nope.
Oh, it's 3DS. It could be like a Nintendogs.
It's not.
Ooh. Ooh. That's a run right there.
This is like
out there receiving transmissions.
it's pretty sexy, actually.
All right. So it's not Mario. It's not Zelda.
Not Animal Crossing, or
Not Donkey Kong.
Stardew Valley.
Not
or-
Kirby.
Nope.
Oh, Metroid.
Nope.
Not a Pokemon.
Not Kid Icarus.
Nope.
Is it one of those like like expanded audience
Nintendo
games?
Life or Nintendo.
Oh yeah,
World
like
or
Wii Sports Resort or Wii Sports or Wii Sports 2 or
None of those.
Except it's on the 3DS.
I wasn't paying
Oh,
attention to a lot of
Nintendogs.
this.
Yeah, I guess
It is not
Nintendogs.
Nintendogs.
Walking simulator.
Nope.
Some cooking game.
Uh-uh.
Me.
Mm-mm.
Hotel Dusk.
No.
Was it like a 3DS? Was it like the AR game or something?
No.
Or what was that? Face?
An art game.
No.
Those were
Full House the
Wii,
game.
right?
Mm-mm.
All right, we don't know.
Tomodachi Life.
I said the Me game and I couldn't remember the name of it. Oh, why did I give up on that? I was there. I had it. Why did I give up? Why did I give up?
All
So
right,
sorry,
well, that was
guys.
6 out of 9.
If only I heard one of the
Hylian Tom
voices.
says, and now your weather on the 8s.
Dude, do you have
We have
anything for us? Or
A
no?
friend who wants that song played at his funeral,
You will get it when I kill him.
and we'll give the eulogy on the 8th.
Deux views. It's never news. Room of the week, starring Deux Michaels. Ladies and gentlemen, we learned a lot about Miyamoto this week. We learned that he loves soap operas, so much so that we found out that he loves teen soap operas and even more. And he's having Nintendo abandon. This is actually true. This isn't a rumor. This one was true, which is interesting. Usually doesn't happen that way. But yeah, so he's turning Nintendo away from movies. They're going to start making teen soap operas. They're already working on Donkey's Creek, and there's also going to be Mario's Place as well. So yeah, so it should be like pretty cool. Watch out for those. Yeah, it should be good.
As long as Candy Kong's in it, if you know what I mean.
The Kong and the Restless.
I think all the Kongs will be in Candy Kong.
That's a great name.
The Kong and the Restless.
Now we could think of a whole bunch of them, I'm sure, not off the top of our heads. So, what do we got? General Hospital, nothing Nintendo related there.
Days of Our Lives. Bold the Beautiful.
Yeah, trying to think of Nintendo related ones that fit in now. This is too much for my brain. We'll try in the after show. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.
2, 1, let's go.
We'll see. We'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye,
Bye,
everybody.
everybody.
Bye.
Days of Our Lives. Is there any kind of Nintendo joke? Days of Our 99
Days of Our One-Ups.
That's it. We did it, people.
Daisy Hour.
Oh, Daisy Our Lives.
I am
yeah.
Daisy of Our Lives.
Daisy Our Lives. That's a good one. That's a really good one. Come on, somebody in the chat must be able to think of one. God, what this is? I love this kind of
As
stuff.
the
and I can't think
Wario
of-
turns.
Oh,
There we go. There we go. Not bad.
There it is.
It's probably the best I got.
As the Wario turns. That's a really good one.
It's okay.
Dr. Mario's General Hospital. There you go. That's from Solemn Esther Link. Thank you, Super Blast X. I appreciate it. William George, we're sad you missed 90% of the podcast as well, but you got the Josh Grobot happy birthday. So Super Blast X says, I'm very sick, and this helped a lot. Thanks, guys. Well, we are happy to help you. We hope you feel better soon through medicine or meditation or naps or snacks, or if it's a sour tummy, just smell some newspaper. That's what my mom used to make me do, and it worked, and apparently it is a real thing.
Wow.
I read about it.
Wow.
Not a real thing like people swear by it, like there's a reason why it works. What's that reason? I don't remember, but whatever it is, hope you feel better soon. Highling Tom says, the last time I watched Days of Our Lives, Marlena was possessed by a demon.
Very recently, I believe she was also possessed by a demon.
It happens. Once they find out they got a way in, it's hard to keep them out. But thankfully, we have shows like Days of Our Lives to teach you how to fight them.
How to exercise them properly.
Highly Tom says, last time I watched Days of Our Lives, Marlena was possessed by a demon, and Solemn Master Link replied by saying, which time? Common occurrence on the show. All
Was
right,
it
everybody.
After that time, she got amnesia.
Ice Dilber says, last time I watched General Hospital, Luke and Laura were a thing. Yeah, that was a long time ago. I mean, they were a thing for a long time, but it took them a long time to get married, too. So, but they did it. They made it
Cold
happen.
feet at the altar.
It happens. It happens.
And demons.
Murders,
the altar.
poisonings. Yes, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Also, so nice to have Nicky Hill back. Thanks for joining us, Nicky Hill. We missed you.
Yay.
See you next month.
A month of speaking your name, and it finally worked. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Play some games, rest, relax, hang out with family. Just don't ask me what the family's called because I don't know.
Oh boy.
Rest, relax. You deserve it. And that's all I got. So we'll see you next week.
Bye,
Goodbye,
everybody.
everybody. Goodbye. And we are.
Don't ask me what